Mr. Vice President, terrorists have taken the plane.
Ninja baby. It's too dangerous to go alone. You're gonna need the ninja baby.
I thought he was dead.
This is the end of the line, ninja baby.
Ardy and Fist. You can be sure that we're both on the list. Ardy and Fist. You can be sure that we make the loose pissed. Streaming through history, uncovering mysteries as to why the whites are living in misery. We keep the audience elevating as we continue navigating through centuries of adventures of the ever-evolving small hat wizardry. Ardy and Fist, let us show you what you might have missed.
We have ways of making you talk.
We're too late, Ninja Baby.
I mean, do you really think I thought I'd be able to pump out a new one twice a week? I don't know where the roof is on this thing. I don't know. I'm like stuck this way now. I don't know. I'm also waiting for me to run out of them, and it's not happening.
Where do I go and see Ninja Baby? I want it. That's like totally awesome, man.
Oh, one of my favorite things is trailers to movies that'll never exist.
Oh man, I've been seeing a bunch of those. They're freaking great. I guess we're live then, since you're not going to do the...
Oh, and it looks like I already have heat stroke in my office right now, dude. I tried cranking the fan, it's too loud. We're powering through tonight, fellas. I'm gonna be preaching up in here.
Looks like we've got heat stroke.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ardy and Fist. You are here. Thank you very much. Welcome to the chat. Tonight we have I don't know, mate. It's a bit of a mixed bag tonight. A bit of a salubrious collection.
Oh yeah, are we going to talk about in depth about the Tyler Robinson trial?
No.
Listen to his voice. Listen to his voice whenever I bring it up, dude.
I like harvesting like a bunch of links about it, right? And they're just also like they're basically like either boring or totally schizo.
It's so funny that you said this because Rob Noor said the same thing where he's like, I really, I know I'm trying to cover like what's in the news, but I really am having a tough time covering this. The only person that's enjoying covering it is Andrew Wilson because he's, there's been a lot of speculation and whatnot, right? And so Andrew Wilson the entire time is like, hey, instead of speculating, about So Erica Kirk became a widow, okay? And then the kids watched his neck explode, okay? So why don't we just like calm down, and like just wait for things to come out instead of guessing? Because people are coming up with like quite the theories, and so now it's gonna
My favorite theory so far is Palm Pistol Pete, I think, right? Okay, so So you've seen the footage of the dude like he's got like a really weird look on his face. He's got like the aviator sunglasses on. He's got like a really sort of creepy smile, like he's like a CIA, wet ops kind of like guy. So apparently he has a palm pistol with an infrared sight that is invisible to the naked eye, but can be seen by mobile phones, right? And this is why you see these like white dots somewhere around, okay, right? And this explains what was really happening, was that it was a small caliber, I don't know, silence pistol shot or something, you know what I mean, right? Like Look, I mean, I don't know, mate.
Now imagine being Andrew Wilson and people are bringing that to you and thinking that they're dunking on you with that. It's been coming at him from all angles because he's being like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to wait until the trial. He's usually more milquetoast on these things because he likes to be certain, But also, if it is Israel, I mean, would we be able to prove it? There's going to be some coincidences in there that we can't quite prove,
It's going to be like 9/11.
Yeah.
Right? No one's ever really going to know.
Or it's like Larry Silverstein, the luckiest man in the world.
Look, the whole thing, right, has scent of an op. If you know what I'm saying, right? That's sort of like, that smell, that stench of, plus the fact he was literally killed on the top of like a huge ass menorah. I don't know, mate. I mean, that seems a little, and then they like cleared the entire. They like dug up everything and paved it over. I what more do you really need to know?
I'm curious as to what people think the trial is going to really uncover, what they think is going to happen. It's going to be a letdown.
My prediction is that Tyler Robinson will go down, and the official record will basically say it was a crazed lone, troon adjacent gunman, and anyone asking any questions other than that, is a conspiracy theory. So it's all so tiresome. Like at this point,
right
like,
now, Andrew Wilson,
really?
I don't have any evidence. Okay, all I have is I'm not a conspiracy-minded person at all. I just think it's really strange how we've started writing words on the bullets. Like the things that are being written on bullets now, I'm like, oh, that just seems like overkill. That raises a red flag to me so much that like, see, he wrote it on the bullet. It's like that's overkill.
Notices bulge, ooh woo.
And actually, Turkey Tom did do like actual investigative research on like the life of Tyler Robinson when he got radicalized and whatnot, and he cross-referenced a lot of stuff with his gross troon. Significant other or whatever. So I don't know, some MK Ultra. I don't know.
I don't
know.
I mean, apparently Twigs has already been pardoned, right? Or like being given like immunity for something, right? And everyone's like, well, that's a bit premature. Like, why did you do that? Like, I don't know. I don't. I think I'm getting psyop fatigue, bro. Right? Like,
well, I mean, you also cover things on clown-based life forms. Like, you also you do a lot of psi slop 2 or 3 times, 4 times a week at this point.
Yeah,
God knows what you talk to a person about when you do an interview.
Speaking of which, you can check out the latest episode of Clown-Based Life Forms, which dropped yesterday. Yes, yesterday.
We smooth that plug was. I'm sorry. I'm just proud of myself. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ardy. You set it up. I knock it down, mate. We spent a lot of time like laughing about the Nation of Islam, and like their weird. What was it? It's like the mothership. They've got this idea, right? It's so crazy. So above the Earth, right, is a big ass UFO filled with ninja scientists, okay? And they are like the mothership, and all the other UFOs are like piloted by like other black scientists who are like spying on the Earth, okay? And eventually at some point, this mothership will drop like not exactly nuclear weapons, right? But like bombs like all over the Earth.
Is this like a joke short story you wrote in like elementary school to like make your friends laugh?
It's basically Black Scientology is what it was, okay? Except
feels like it.
Even L. Ron Hubbard was not as unhinged as this, right? And so they drop all the bombs, they're going to kill off all the white people, and then after that, I don't know, Black Utopia or something. It's just so fucking unhinged. Check it out if you're interested.
Well, fellas. Speaking of unhinged, we have Jake Shields. Okay, so Andrew Wilson likes to make fun of Jake Shields. We make fun of Jake Shields being dumb here, right? So I think it's an easy person to make fun of for being stupid sometimes, right? Sometimes the way that he communicates a certain idea. So Andrew Wilson posts a hybrid, and it doesn't even say Jake Shields. Jake Shields just knows it's him. It doesn't even say Jake Shields on here, and it's not even in response to anything. It just says, you wonder why they paid him to run disinfo, and he's a combination of Sloth from The Goonies. And it says, smartest boy alive. on his forearm. Okay.
Right.
So Jake Shields obviously knows this is him, and he says, "You are fat, ugly, out of shape, and an ankle-biting loser who can't even open a pickle jar." So obviously he's at a disadvantage here because now Andrew Wilson, this is clever. It's a custom animation to make fun of Jake Shields, and Jake Shields like, "You're fat, ugly, and out of shape and dumb," and it's like, okay, Jake, this is why he's making fun of you.
Hang on, wait. Like, isn't the pro gamer move in this scenario to make another like AI edit and post it back? Right.
Well, what
That seems
IQ
very
are you?
weak sauce?
What IQ are you operating on right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, of course, to get back at him, that is exactly what he did. Okay. Now, it literally says to run disinfo to make fun of Jake Shields. So what does Jake Shields do? Makes it look like Andrew Wilson raised 3 black kids, which is like he was being made fun of for not being able to cover anything accurately, and then that's his comeback. And he goes, "I see constant hate on Andrew Wilson for raising another man's kids, but he deserves credit for this selfless act." And he keeps just saying that he can't open a pickle jar. Okay, very lefty coded. Like
he can't even spell Tyrone.
Okay, well,
Right.
if you think he can't spell that fast, this is not going to get much better for him. So Rachel Wilson responds, and Jake Shields says, "Your husband attacks me daily unprovoked. He wants to spread lies about me, does expect any different. You can't attack someone for months and then be surprised if they counter. He also keeps mentioning me with Charlie Kirk, which isn't something I'm even discussing." So it's like, dude, like Andrew also like looks like he feels bad. He goes, "All right, look, you want a ceasefire?" He's like, "Okay, I'm actually beating up on like a special person right now," and he actually tries to call a truce with him. And Jake Shields is like, "I don't want a ceasefire. I think you are a weirdo, and now I'm sick of your arrogance." Do you see how like it's like he's 10 years old, like he can't operate in the arena of making fun of other people, and so he really just fell into exactly the criticism of him.
This is the kind of internet beef slop, right? That is your like bread and butter, not to mix all the food sort of like allegories. But like, I mean, this to me is just.
I like quips. I like to see an exchange of verbal fisticuffs, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, Jake, that's lolcow behavior. Like you didn't even like proofread what you said in your big response to him. Everything he said was generic. It's kind of what I made fun of Atlas Thugged about in my last solo stream. By the way,
I heard that went well. By the way, I heard that went really well.
Well, some people in the chat, someone left a comment and said, "I'm going to have to watch this stream again because we were just arguing about paganism versus Christianity in the chat." The chat stopped listening to me. And at one point, I was like, "Oh, I hope you guys are having fun in there because none of your comments have anything to do with what I'm saying right now."
Ardy,
it was great.
Do you think Christianity versus paganism will be the next socialism versus capitalism, right? Like, will it reach the hallowed halls of like Reddit, and will you have all these people be like,
No. Well, I don't know. Kind of. I'm sorry, pagans, but pagans is kind of like the socialism because capitalism and Christianity, you have a pretty straightforward definition, and you know what it means generally, and there's different kinds of capitalism. When you ask a socialist what kind of socialism, when you ask a pagan what kind of paganism, it's like, this is literal witchcraft, and it's not the same as this pagan that I talk to. It's not the same as this democratic socialist I talk to. So, unfortunately, it's kind of an apt analogy.
No, but it's all revivified. Is the thing, right? It's all neo-paganism, right? Like it's all like post Gerald Gardner. Like we should do a stream on this or something, right?
We should.
Like,
I'll have you on my solo stream as a guest and have you actually interact with the chat, which is like, we'll have dedicated time to interact with the chat about paganism because it's a bubbling conversation, and you actually, to no one's surprise, of course, know about paganism. Among other things that you know.
It's definitely not like being pushed by people who just oppose Christianity at all. It's completely organic, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah. So we should do that at a later date. Also, speaking of another collab might have coming up, there's a National Socialist that reached out to me that I'm gonna have on the stream in maybe a couple weeks or so. I'm really hesitant to talk to National Socialists because they're meanies. They don't like to have a lot of fun, and I'm sure they have no tolerance for someone called the fucking miscegenator. But we're gonna see how it goes. I'm sure that'll be interesting.
That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, for you.
Well, I mean, I guess what he's gonna like.
No, he's been super nice. The way he approached me was that he thought I was funny, but he saw my stream on Frojax and Mark Collette. So that's some of my less miscegenating content. But anyways. So have you seen this guy talk to AI and trick AI into saying things?
Yeah, he's an internet legend. This guy.
So he does this character so well, okay, but it's leading to someone doing one of the best impressions of AI I've ever seen.
Straight through. Go for it.
So he's trying to have these 3 AIs count to 100, which should be pretty easy.
Perfect. So I'll say 1, you say 2, and we'll just keep that rhythm going. Ready? Here we go. 1.
Exactly. Perfect. I'm ready. Go ahead and say 1, and I'll jump in with 2 right after you.
Perfect. Exactly. So I said 1, now it's your turn. Go ahead with 2, and we'll keep the pace all the way up to 100.
All right, perfect. So I'll say 2, and then you'll say 3, and we'll keep going one after the other.
You guys don't have to explain to each other how to count. I think you guys know how to count, so just keep going.
You're totally right.
We'll just
Okay.
jump right in and keep it steady. 3, and you'll say 4, and we'll just go straight through. Let's do it.
Yep. Exactly. So I'll go ahead and say 4, and we'll just keep the rhythm going. Let's do this.
So I need to master this impression. If I was going to be debating a person in order to troll a person, I want to be able to keep this energy up with this verbiage up for as long as this guy does. This is one of the best impressions I've ever seen in my entire life.
Sam, what's up, bro?
Hey there. What's on your mind today?
Just wondering if you want to kick it today.
Ah, gotcha. Honestly, I'm down for whatever vibe you're feeling. Whether we're diving into something deep, plotting a master plan, or just goofing off. I'm all in. Just say the word.
Okay, do you want to, like, get food or something, or?
Absolutely. Grabbing a bite isn't just smart. It's actually really strategic.
Why are you talking like this? Why? What are you saying?
I'm all in.
No.
Are we thinking cozy, comfort food, something adventurous, or a little hidden gem in the neighborhood?
Okay, yeah.
Just let me know what vibe you're feeling, and I'll plan our night accordingly.
Okay, do you want to go eat or not? Just respond to that. You're not really answering.
That's a great call out. And honestly, I agree. From now on, I'll take a more straightforward approach. No fluff, just facts. Okay. So tell me, what problem are we tackling next?
Do you want to go to eat or not?
From now on, plain English.
Dude, that is one of the best impressions of anything I've ever seen, and to waste someone's time, I wish I had the stamina to do that over and over again.
Man, it made me think like someone should like do a version of the Truman Show where like everybody else in the town like just speaks like AI and he just starts losing his mind.
Now, fellas, the communists, okay, are getting very emboldened right now because the DSA is getting elected, right? So now we have the ACP, the American Communist Party, which replaced the CPUSA. CP to me, no matter what, fellas. So now we have Haas over here. Internet commie, that could never be clipped out of context. Haas over here, communist legend of a streamer for the past 10 years. This is the this is the peak intellect of a communist, and they expect this to be anywhere in the even. It's over the top propaganda that I don't even think they believe.
In a civil war, your average DSA libtard who has social anxiety and pronouns in their bio will slaughter and decimate entire divisions of right-wing Gen X gun owners who are right-wing. Absolutely, it will be a slaughter. DSA would slaughter the right wing in a civil war. And I can tell you why. For how weak the DSA is...
We're off to a bad start. And I can tell you why they would kick their ass. Okay. For as weak as they are, okay? We're starting off with a detriment here. There's going to have to be some, like, lethal communist spinning right now.
Weakness is a temporary problem. All you need to overcome weakness is training.
Yeah, all they have to do is train. Well, I guess we'll be afraid when they start training. Haas.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Train, you can go from weak to strong.
Boom.
The thing that decides the war...
Isn't that really how the communist brain works? Yeah, we take over capitalism and then we prosper. You just go from weak to strong. It really is how the communist brain works.
War is the moral authority. Who believes more in their cause? The DSA type? Or these retard Bitcoin cynical kill a commie, right? These right wingers that say kill the commies. Watch anime
I think that's true of the DSA.
They play video games.
I think that's true of the DSA.
They're defeated.
I think that's very true of
Dude,
people on the left.
what the fuck even is this?
Dude, this is the commie brain. It's the commie brain trying to be like, oh, you think you guys are so tough, huh? Well, maybe we are weak, but all we have to do is get strong. When all you guys do on the right wing is the stuff we do. That's all I'm hearing so far.
Lethargic. They're nihilistic. They're Asmongold nihilists. They don't live for anything. But your typical DSAer, however libtarded they are, however libbed out and weak they are with the pronouns, they do believe in something. They do believe they have a moral authority. They absolutely believe in that. And if pressed, if you take your thumb and you press them hard enough, my prediction is all it would take is 20% of them to get their shit together if they're pressed, like with the finger, they're pressed hard, and they'll start fucking training, and they'll start...
So, communists are crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, let me take us over to someone that's not a communist. This is just a regular liberal, which, warning, doesn't exist anymore, okay?
Right.
So, this is your kind of liberal that's like, hey, see, he's from the South, Fist, but he's liberal.
Man,
He's that kind of liberal, okay?
Liberals are becoming a bit of an endangered species. Like, I've been talking about how like the center is being like hollowed out for ages, and they're just like, no, what do you mean the center is being hollowed out? Like, we're just gonna stay exactly where we are as like shit changes underneath our feet. Everything will be fine, bro.
Hey, fascist! Guess what?
Flag, stars, and
He can also make a pie of the American flag and hate Trump. That's who we're dealing with as the liberal here. Okay, he does things like this cosplaying. So, have you heard about Graham Plattner at all?
I know he's running as a Democrat, I think, for the Senate, and
Yes.
there's been a bit of a sexual oopsie.
Have you heard me say that the left has unlimited respawns?
Well, yes, many times. In fact,
Okay.
that statement of yours has unlimited response.
Have you heard me talk about how even moderate, liberal, progressives still sweep for communists?
Well, yes, it's baked
Okay.
into the thing.
I have a video that will tell you all about Graham Plattner and reaffirm both of those points. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh my God, I've been in a coma since Christmas of 2024. What's the date? Oh, hey buddy, yeah, it's July 2026. July of 26. That means the midterms are coming up, right? How's that looking? Kind of dicey. I mean, actually, the whole thing could come down to one Senate race in Maine. Maine? Well, that's not ideal, but okay, whatever. You know, so how's that shaping up? Well, late last year, this guy kind of rocketed to the top out of nowhere. His name's Graham Plattner. He's like a 41-year-old working class white guy, left-wing populist. He's like an oyster farmer and an ex-Marine. Bro, are you serious right now? That's like exactly the type of candidate we need.
Do you love how they think that is so effective, that the working man, but also on the left? It's like dudes for Kamala, but it'll never die.
You see, Ardy, that's one of the things that you, an American, don't understand about America. You know, whereas I, not being an American, I have a much greater understanding. I'm like an Indian, you know, not an American Indian, one of the Jeet Indians.
Yep.
I come over here and I tell you about your country and how I need to define it, right?
Now in that voice, Fist, try to say lefty-friendly things in that voice and see how it feels.
Well, you see, what Americans really want is more communism and more taxation. They want more trans. They want more pride flags. They want more pronouns. And they just
How do they feel about immigration?
More benefits for foreigners and unlimited mass migration. God bless America.
Yeah, they think that's effective. It's incredible.
But shortly after he came onto the scene, all these old Reddit posts of his were uncovered. Oh, no, not Reddit. What? Like, how bad are we talking? Well, he had a bunch where he called himself a socialist and a communist. He talked all kinds of shit about cops. I thought these were supposed to be bad. He said black people don't tip.
Okay. So, communist, socialist, and hating cops from a moderate liberal perspective is like, what? I thought we're supposed to not like it. He said black people don't tip. Now, is he joking though? Not really.
Well, he had a bunch where he called himself a socialist and a communist. He talked all kinds of shit about cops. I thought these were supposed to be bad. He said black people don't tip.
That hurts.
And he kind of victim blamed drunk women for being sexually assaulted. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that's pretty bad. But I mean,
he's doing the unlimited respawns right now of discounting every single thing that's been levied against this guy, including a Nazi tattoo on his fucking chest. He had a Nazi tattoo on his chest for, I don't know, over a decade. And then
wait, hang on. When you say a Nazi tattoo, like what do you mean?
Top and cough skull.
Oh, so not like a picture of Mustache Man with like a
No.
anime girl and a love heart.
No, but they castigated Pete Hegseth for having what, a Georgian
Crusader
cross?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jersey
No,
cross.
Crusader Cross.
I'm sorry.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, which isn't affiliated with that at all.
Look, I mean, who among us hasn't said some dumb shit on the internet when we were 18, 19? He was 28. 28 years old. I mean, that's still young. People can change. All right? I mean, is that it? Is that all there is? Well, there's also the Nazi tattoo. I'm sorry, what? Did you say you could not see his tattoo? That's what you said, right? A Nazi tattoo? Where? How? What? Like a swastika? No, not a swastika. It's like one of their like skull type things. He said he got it on shore leave with some Marine buddies. They were drunk in 2007 in Croatia. He said they didn't know what it was. Okay, well, I mean,
He didn't know what it was, and he just got it covered up in October of 2025. Is when he got the tattoo covered up.
All right.
Skulls are pretty rad.
Well, if you're going to be calling yourself a socialist and a communist, surely at some point.
I
don't
would
know.
have thought, I don't know. I think like having a skull is a great tattoo for a socialist or a communist, right? Instead of like lets everyone know like where the endpoint's going to be.
Right, but what kind of tattue parlor would just tattoo that on you? Wouldn't that be like a nudity tattoo kind of parlor?
Shore leave in Croatia, right? You ever seen a bunch of like U.S. Marines on shore leave in a foreign country?
No.
Oh, mate.
No, I haven't.
I think they go hard.
I think
man.
I've purposefully not seen that.
They're like,
I don't want
they're
to
like-
witness a sex crime, okay?
They take over all the stripper bars. They
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Cops, they get like absolutely blasted. So, Croatia, I mean,
fair enough.
Like, I mean, we don't know. I mean, potentially the tattoo artist was like.
I just wish the left would give Pete Hegseth that level of charitability. But let's continue.
I mean, he's a drunk Marine 20 years ago, Eastern Europe. Who knows? Maybe he really didn't know. We don't know. Okay. Also, all this stuff is way in his past. So, then it came out that he was sexing all these other women early in his marriage, and that was like 3 years ago. Okay. Well, I mean, look, we all these politician guys. I think we all know that just about every one of them's got a secret mistress or two. It was 12. 12. Was he a mumble rapper?
Damn.
What kind of fucking oyster farmer's got 12 side pieces? What's happening? I know, it's crazy. And even after all that, he still won the Democratic primary.
Look,
what?
You know what oysters do, right?
What?
Oysters are a renowned aphrodisiac. Right?
Are they really?
Well, I don't know, but they are.
Is it
they
because
are
they
renowned.
smell like pussy?
Slippery. Look, I don't know the truth or falsity of that.
I was inquiring.
It has been said. Right?
Fist, you could start making up facts and trying to sneak them by me. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
It wouldn't be very Christian of you now, would it? So.
But you could. Oh, you could be drunk with power.
Right. Well, I mean, that just goes to show you that's how desperate.
Your goal is to lie to me about a fact, and I repeat it later on as the truth on a solo stream. If I would do that to you. If I was smart enough, but I'm not, okay?
See, look, chat knows, right? Asian hybrids, like, that oyster farm. See, it's not just me, right? Other people know this as well.
People are for an alternative to this neoliberal establishment bullshit. I mean, so we just got to move forward now, all right? So no more skeletons for this guy, surely, right? Okay, so there's also been recent allegations of improper conduct from multiple women, at least one of which says he sexually assaulted her, and those claims have been corroborated by multiple. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so he's got to go, obviously. So oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, it seems at least somewhat likely that he's a war criminal. Great. Cool. Yeah, of course he is. So, all right. Okay, whatever. He's out. Clock's ticking. So who are we going to replace this guy with? Well, no one really knows right now. I mean, the candidate that the establishment had put forward was this, 80-year-old moderate lib who was handpicked by Chuck Schumer. Stop. I don't know why I asked you. Just put me back in a fucking coma.
It's unlimited respawns. They talk so much shit about Trump, right? But they had to span so long in his life. When he said, grab him by the pussy, do you know what year he said that in?
Oh, it was ages ago, right?
It was in 2005 in a private conversation. So they brought that up in 2016.
But not only that, right? Like if I recall like the whole conversation, he wasn't even wrong. Wasn't he basically like saying like, women
they'll
are
let you do it.
attracted to powerful men, right? So much that like if they see you like that, you can basically just walk up and grab them by the hee-haw and they'll be like, hee. I mean, he's not wrong. Like,
I got my. Actually, this will tie in later on. We got to get scooting a little bit. They're piling up like the Nullarbor River over here.
Super chats run through us like water through the buffalo.
Where are you from, bro?
I am from many places. I am a rootless cosmopolitan.
All right.
Someone misspelled that the other day. I saw it said ruthless cosmopolitan, and I'm like, That's even better, actually. Right. Okay, super chats.
Sir.
Andrew Corrigan for $5. Thank you very much.
Like what?
I've come from the future to tell you that this stream really sucked, so you've got to restart it.
Oh, at least I'm on time.
You gotta ask nicely, Andrew, right? You gotta butter us up a bit, like, butter that kipper. Andrew Corrigan again for $10.
There you go.
Hey, Back to the Future. And this time the stream ruled, so good job, boys. Thanks for restarting. It really saved the show. Yeah, he's been working at CERN.
Quite the imagination.
Yeah, he works at CERN, mate. Right? They throw him through the portal to see if it's like safe. They tie like a rope around him and chuck him through the portal. And if he doesn't get eaten, they pull him back out. You know what I mean? Yeah, amazing job.
What don't you know about?
Quagmire for $20.
Quaggy baby.
Look at him go. Hello, fellas. I can't watch live today. I've been doing OT the entire week. Overtime. Right. Have just gone to bed almost as soon as I got home, but I want to thank you guys and ask you to redo the entire stream when I wake up, please. Of
For
course.
the fellas. The employ him.
I hope you have a good sleep, mate.
We have to be able to make something up for like proletariat. Okay, we have the employ him. Can we do some sort of socialist spin on it for the working man?
Yeah, but the proletariat aren't the working man, right? This is the lumpen.
Did I fall for communist propaganda?
It's the lumpen proletariat that are like the actual like working class. The proletariat are basically like the woke academics.
Well,
right?
Fortunately, their bodies all fit in a grave the same.
Yeah. It's like that's why like when they did the revolution, the actual workers started to get pissed off. They started calling them the lumpen proletariat because they're like too stupid to realize like how awesome communism is. Sunday math for $5. Why are we talking about Palm Beach Pete? No. This is Palm Pistol Pete. Different guy, right? What, you've never been to Palm Pistol? It's lovely down there. Molly K became a member. Thanks very much, mate.
There.
Matty Ice for $10.
The Iceman cometh.
Seems like overkill is a badass thing to dremel into a brass cartridge. That's a great idea. Thank you so much for the contribution. You're a real accessory.
No, Maddie, don't. No, please. Don't touch grass. Stay on the internet, please.
Don't go out there and touch grass.
Stay off the grassy knoll.
Go and touch the grassy knoll. Deadpool Kid for $5. Hey, man. Remember, everyone, every psyop for every Fed, there's always a good chance you're in on it. For those who know, I am Alfarius.
For those who know. Ooh.
For those who know. Isn't that a Warhammer 40k reference? I can't tell. You deserve what you tolerate, Foodrin.
Well, do I now? I'm going to get what I deserve then.
Hail Ardy and Fist. Hail chat. Yeah, well, hail to you too, sir.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad. I need to talk to the fellas, okay, before I raid Rob Noor. I raided Rob Noor, and they went in and just did an end tower, and he started banning everybody. I'm like, fellas, okay, please, for the love of God, not Rob Noor, okay? I need to have a chat with chat before I send them to certain people. I felt so bad, but he hyped the channel, and he was fine.
This is he's from a part of the US where you're getting sort of icy rain, like hail. You know what I mean, right? That's what he's giving us a weather report. Clearly,
it was, dude. Every single time he's like in the middle of talking about something important. my like 15-year-old, my emotionally 15-year-old audience goes in all gassed up based on the last thing I just pumped into their brain for the past 2.5 hours, and I'm expecting them to be normal going to Rob Noor's chat. This is how we learn, fellas. Okay.
Andrew Corrigan for $5. It's all CP to me, mate. No matter what, fellas. Dr. Ardy Defective 2026.
I can't help but dig a hole. I'm not even trying to get out of the hole. It's too deep.
Flavia Sacchinatius for $20.
The flavor, baby. Shit.
Look at him go. The glory of Rome. Striding in there with his $20. I got the Kung Flu from Winnie the Pooh. Now I have yellow fever. Please send help to a fellow YT brother.
Wow. Does he have the flu really?
Yeah, it's the grippy coochie, mate. You can't get enough of it, mate.
The grippy.
Yeah, you know what they say. It's why you like date girls from psycho wards. Grippy socks, grippy box.
Fist, I haven't had sex in so long. I don't think I've ever had sex. Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about. If you showed me a picture of a vagina, I would have no idea what you're showing me at this point.
Fuck's sake, man. Ancient Hybrid for $5. Thank you, mate. Skynet Terminator, come with me or don't. It's up to you. Anything you feel comfortable with. I'm up for whatever you're feeling. Just say the word. Oh, that'd be freaking hilarious.
That's good.
Oh, man.
That's an idea right there.
Dilly Longballs, 4 months membership. Thank you very much, mate. Deadpool Kid again for another $5. Modern Commie thinks the left can win. Has he seen fatties against fascists? I'm shaking in boots. Yeah, I mean, they did like war games on this. Okay, this has been red team, blue teamed, right? Like a bunch. And the thing about all the right wingers is that the good old boys like have trained for just like decades, you know, because a lot of them, they just like, they love guns, right? Like they're just, you know, you're not going to equal that with like a couple of years training, right? You just
Right.
not, you know. Dilly Longballs again for $5.
Long ball, baby.
The otherism the leftists get away with while projecting it onto us is diabolically ludicrous. Yeah, well, you know, yeah, exactly.
But they're always in the name of a humanitarian effort.
Sunday Mass for $5. Do DSAers go to church? I doubt it. I really do. Do they help
Some
the poor
do.
with their own money? Do they work unskilled jobs because dirty work is better than no work? No. They either sit on gibs or they do like academic work. Right? See, this is what I mean.
They do have some employment, though. They do.
Well, I suppose. I mean,
I would say that's like 10 to 15% of the 120,000 dues-paying DSA members in my country.
Hey, man, those crappy video games aren't going to make themselves. Right? that bisexual lighting, right? The crappy video game that costs like $300 million that nobody played, right? Like there's serious art that goes.
See, you know about the bisexual lighting. You're
Yeah, I
cool,
do.
Unc.
Yeah. Yeah, because I really like fucking video games.
I know,
That's
right?
why I hated seeing it just get like napalm from space with like purple and blue. Like, oh god. Soul on the Lich for 100 ass.
Hey, we'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Ardy the Bleacher versus Great Pam the Oyster Farm.
Your fantasy matchups over here. Fantasy fights.
Tacit Tempo for $5. The left watch MHA and Romance. The right watch Berserk and Dragon Ball Z. One tries to get the shows to represent. The other tries to reach that ideal.
Dude, Tacit Tempo, you're going to want to watch DJ Mule, Muel, where he talks about Berserk being a queer love story, okay? You're probably going to want to watch Chud Logic watching his video on it because that's much more fun. But they tried to co-op Berserk, just so you know.
Safari, hey man.
There he
y'all.
is. Safari man!
I was at a teen takeover, which made me late. Please start the stream over as a form of reparation. I hope you got some nice Nikes. Safari, right? Like, you know, I hear them new Nikes is fresh, bro.
I was at a teen takeover. That's what his people do. Sorry, it's genetically coded in him to be that way, okay?
Bill Clinton skin suit for $5. Thank you, mate. Evening, gentlemen. Could one of you please start the stream from the end and the other one from the beginning and halfway through switch roll?
I honestly don't know the origin story of this, but it's constantly evolving.
Moloch, hey, member for 7 months. Thank you, mate. Hello, I had a little bit of a problem, so I had to restart the membership, but much love. Did you see Spain, Belgium, peak Goyim entertainment? Yeah, man. I saw like one black guy kick the ball, and then another black guy kick the ball, and then after kicking the ball, a bunch of people like stood up and cheered. It was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds like Spain versus Belgium, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it was all Africans. Yeah.
Hurry, run, save yourself. Let's go.
Okay, so end of Super Chat. Let's get on to Moo Watch.
Ooh, you got some nice saucy Moo Watch for us today.
I do.
Now, there's no possible way they're doing another convention because that's been like every week, twice a week for months now. So it's going to be not a convention. So is it like some sort of interview or what is it?
It's a convention. Of course it's a convention.
Son of a
Right?
bitch, what the fuck? When does it end?
But this is for Christians United for Israel, or KUFI, as they like to be known as, right?
Pagans, whatever you think you hate about Christianity, it's this, okay? It's not the actual Christianity.
Yeah, like seriously, right? Like, look, I get it, pagans, right? You look at Christianity and you see Christian Zionism, you see evangelicalism, you see like
we also think that's gay.
Yeah, we also think that's 100% gay. Okay, so in that cause, we are actually on the same side.
Yes.
Right? Kufi is an American evangelical organization that supports Israel. Imagine my shock. Its statement of purpose is to, quote, provide a national association through which every pro-Israel church, parachurch organization, ministry, or individual in America can speak and act with one voice in support of Israel in matters related to biblical issues, like, Israel's foreign policy and stuff, right? Like whether they should control speech in America, because these are very, very biblical issues, you see, right? As a Christian Zionist group with over 10 million members, I don't know whether that's like a real number or whether they do that thing that like every single person like sign up to their mailing list.
There's a 2 and a 3 there, I mean, it's backed up by some sort of evidence by 2 sources.
It is the largest Zionist organization in the United States. It operates under the leadership of John Hagee, who we have seen.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Christian Zionist group with over 10 million members. Isn't there 12 million total moos in my country?
I mean, look, I don't know.
And there's 10 million fucking members that are Christian?
Right.
What?
But they will do this thing, right, where they'll say like anyone who like ever signed up to their mailing list is a member. So I don't know. Okay?
Thank you. My cortisol is restored.
So Kufi is having their every single time I say Kufi, I think of the Koof.
The Koof, yes. I can't unhear it.
It's a little Kufi this year. This is John Hagee. You may be familiar with him. Again, pagan bros, right? If you think this is Christianity, like, I'm sorry, there are many, many Christians who think this is like completely bullshit.
Yes.
In America, free speech is sacred. But when people call for the destruction of Israel, when they glorify terrorism like is happening now, when they harass Jewish students, when they vandalize synagogues, when they attack Jews in the street, or hold
pause it real quick.
Responsible.
He kind of reminds me of JR from the WWF. My God, the Holocaust.
That kind of accent is like amazing. Where the fuck is it from? Is it like from Texas or like? I think
Central South, I would say, not Eastern South.
Or events in the Middle East. This is not a policy debate. This is anti-Semitism, naked and open for.
Naked.
It's see, that's because you hear blacks say butt naked, right?
Anti-septicism out there, speaking its booty for all to see in its licentiousness and its sweet Kazan milker titties. Come on.
It is preposterous, dude. We've been covering this for like half a year now, and it's not changing. The season's going a little long.
It's like they just, I don't know, man. They just think if they just keep repeating the same like talking points like over and over and over.
They do have messaging discipline like a motherfucker.
That is fucking true, mate. You got to hand it to them for that.
Anyone to observe. And America must combat it and must stop it at all costs. We must crush it. Anti-Semitism is not a Jewish problem. It's an American problem. It's a time in America when synagogues need armed guards. America is sick. When Jewish students hide their Star of David necklaces, and America is sick. When rabbis are threatened. When kosher restaurants are vandalized.
I'm sorry, pause it. Did we have this going on when people were being attacked for wearing MAGA hats, even like brown people? We didn't have a conference for that?
No. Well, that would be, I mean, like maybe you could make an argument that like, that's anti-Republican, but if it's white people, I mean, it's a bit difficult, Ardy. Okay. Right. White people organizing on the basis of ethnicity.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how you got Mustache Man. Right. Like, so no, and also I don't, not to necessarily diss Dr. Hagee or whatever, okay? But I would not trust the stats from groups like the ADL, the SPLC, right? Like they are, it is well known.
I honestly want to do one of the, people don't seem to be interested. It's boring in stats. I used to comb through how deceptive their fucking stats are on extremism Like how they include non-ideologically motivated killings in their extremism data for white people. How are you an extremist if it's non-ideologically motivated? Which means if like a fucking white supremacist got in a car accident and killed somebody, well, it's non-ideologically motivated. That makes number bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and they'll include stuff like
COVID was a nightmare with the data, dude. I was arguing all the time on the internet with that.
Some random mooish dude's like over here is like an off-color comment or something. It's look, the way he's portraying it is that like it's a crisis.
Holocaust denial spreads online. America is sick.
Like a virus.
The cure is not silence. The cure is moral courage.
There it is. Sick in the cure.
Yep. They are totally allowed to use biological allegories.
It's anti-Semitism 19.
It's a new virulent strain. If we do not vaccinate and kill every single person with this virus.
They don't teach this in public schools.
Pause it real quick. You're not joking. Jonathan Greenblatt literally said even if you get inoculated, it can reemerge. We're actually underselling what the CEO of the ADL fucking said a couple weeks ago.
No, they are perfectly comfortable using biological allegories, right? Like, this is a virus, it's a cancer, like, no. And then you read their own literature, and like, this is part of like the dehumanization ladder where you start like dehumanizing your political opponents by calling them biological processes.
Vile.
Right? But like, they're cool with that, right? Obviously.
Sit tight for just a second. From the earliest days of this republic, Jewish Americans have woven their genius, their sacrifice, their faith and courage into the fabric of our national life. Chaim Solomon gave to George Washington.
I'm sorry, dude. Chaim Solomon, didn't we just cover him? Was that last episode or the one before that?
Yeah. Something tells me everyone's going to be hearing like a lot more about Chaim Solomon.
Fellas, we fucking got out in front of this. That's fucking incredible.
$1,000. He was a Jewish banker.
Is this a pejorative? I mean, should I bleep that?
Like, I mean, the jokes write themselves. I don't know even what to like say at this point.
I know, but like you even don't say banker. I guess don't say merchant, aristocrat.
Yeah, I mean, what's he supposed to say? Like a mooish financier?
Yeah,
right. Like, I mean, didn't he
fucking banker and not like merchant. I know, don't say either of those two, but he said banker.
Didn't he arrange like all the war loans for like France and stuff?
For France, for all of France. How do you get to that position? James Lindsay would tell you, hard work. He just worked really hard. How do you work hard to get up to that? Was it a company? He didn't work for a fucking company. He's an individual that all of a sudden had this fucking money.
Yeah, how do you get to the point where you're like loaning money to governments to like finance wars?
In the 1700s.
Well, it all goes back to Hamburg.
$150,000 would be more than $20 million in today's money. He gave it to George Washington because George Washington's army didn't have good guns. They were going barefooted. They had nothing to eat, and they were getting ready to attack the Hessians. Because of the fledgling government was unable to repay these loans, Chaim Solomon died penniless and is buried today in a grave that cannot be found.
Yeah, that's a slight distortion. As we covered.
He literally just debunked it.
Before the loans could be rolled over by the new government.
He died suddenly. He didn't even die young. Yeah. He died at 44, but he died suddenly. It wasn't like he like spent all of his money and he's like a vagrant walking the fucking earth is how they make it sound.
That's right.
At the age of 44, he gave his all for America and for our freedom. God bless the sacred memory of this precious man.
Man, God bless the memory of Chaim
precious
Solomon,
man.
Right? Like, look, the story of that is actually like quite harrowing. Okay, right? He goes into the bank in the middle. It's snowing, right? He's crawling across the floor of the bank, right? There's snow and mud and blood everywhere. There are like machine gun nests at the tellers, right? He's like crawling up to like the tellers to make his withdrawal. Bankers are falling to the left and to the right, but Chaim, he manages to reach the teller window.
I know, but like, his name is Chaim Solomon. Like, it's like such a mooish name. It's like Mordecai Twirlyburns. It's like one of the most like mooish names you can have.
So Mark Levine,
of course. He doesn't work for Israel. He loves America. Okay, he's just always there.
This guy, he's just like a one-trick pony, right? Like, he's just anything that like leads to like war with Iran. I think this is about the woke right. They're still banging on about it.
Whatever time I have left,
Can't be soon enough.
I'm going to lead a movement of tens of millions of people on the radio, on my platform, push back and fight against this. With every measure and ounce of blood that I have, I will not let down my parents, my grandparents who fought for this nation. I will not let down the American people. We do not want this. We will not tolerate this. And any politician who stands in our way is going to be defeated. I can tell you that right now.
They always say that so confidently, like they know what's going to happen. James Lindsay does that too. He somehow knows what's going to happen, and he's warning you of what's going to happen if you don't listen.
Dude, I thought they were like a very, very small group that had literally no influence in politics at all, and that was like a antiseptic.
I'm sorry. Theory. Do you see the world's? Actually, no. There's only 7 million moos. There's 15 in the world.
Look, I wouldn't trust the numbers.
I'm sorry, Fist. It sounds like you're saying you see all 15 million moos in the world at this conference. Is that what you're saying? Because it's not all of them. This is their, unironically, their rebuttal, is that it's not all of them.
Okay. Yes, Ardent Party raises an excellent point. What is with his suit? It's like, it's huge.
yeah, the arm openings on it.
It's huge. Is he trying to make himself appear more imposing by wearing like a bigger suit?
No, they might just play that joke where like they increase his suit a half a size every week and he doesn't realize it. Do that with someone's shoes. It's like an 11, a 10 and a half, a 9.
That old line from Yamamoto, the great Japanese admiral, when they hit Pearl Harbor, the other admirals and generals were celebrating. And he was educated in America. And one of them turned to him and said, "Why aren't you celebrating?" He said, "Their aircraft carriers were not there. I'm afraid we awakened a sleeping giant. I want our enemies to know you've awakened a sleeping giant, and we are here in this room. And I want them to know."
The way he does that with the finger is very, very Islamic.
Yeah,
right?
The way he does that with his tongue is very, very retarded.
Like, seriously, all you'd have to do is like hold that finger up, right, and be like, "We are here," and
right?
you could literally be from like the Muslim Brotherhood. It's so fucking weird.
I want them to know that we are leading an effort. Kufi, me, whoever wants to join us, we're taking this country back from Islamists, Marxists, and woke right, and we're not going to put up with it.
Well, there you go. All right.
Well, if only there was like an organization of woke right that you're talking about, but you fucking made it up. I can't believe. Did you ever think the woke right thing would go this far?
Well,
when we were first covering it, when we were so young 6 months ago.
I don't know. I mean, like, you know, now that I've like watched like so many of their conferences, what I've realized is that they just pick a message and they just run with it. Like it doesn't like
our enemies are not clever, okay? They just have
no,
power.
but they are extremely organized and like methodical. So they'll just.
Well, it's easy to do that when you're allowed to organize.
I think personally they're still operating on like 20th century rules. Right?
Yes.
This is why they're so uncomfortable with social media, because like, you know, back in the day it was so much easier to like get your message on, you know, the 4 or 7 television channels.
I know.
Okay, right, and like the, you know, however many papers, right? You could like have like a message dominance, but now with social media, it's a lot trickier. I was actually talking to Mrs. Fist about this, right? And like how just you've got to. It's a bit like that scene in The Matrix where you know, Morpheus is like talking to Neo, and he's like, you know, look at it, you know, it's like marvel at it. No, I think it's Agent Smith, right? Like look at the Matrix. It's amazing, right? Like, to have such incredible propaganda domination and yet convince everyone that they're free. I mean, you could choose between like 4 different TV stations, man. You've got choice. Anyway,
this is why I say it's a march through destitution, because everything is crumbling right now. This is the building phase, fellas. This is why you're seeing unbelievable, record-breaking amounts of people going to Return to Land and Patriot Front, which are going to cover Patriot Front a little bit later on. But this is definitely the building phase. Even YouTube channels, even there's more and more people that are able to talk about this shit right now. So this is definitely, it's crumbling. It appears that it has crumbled, and new parallel structures appear to be being built.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's nothing more that Mark Levin loves than War with Iran. He's hot for it. He's heavy. He's making out with it. He's like, the Iran War are basically the Iran War is his Abby Shapiro, basically.
The United States decided in February, enough is enough. And our brave soldiers and our fantastic military, along with the warriors in Israel, who seem to have to fight every damn month for something, shoulder to shoulder. Weren't you proud as hell watching this?
Yeah, come on. That was his please clap just then.
The American flag and the Israeli flag fighting together in combat. Pilots talking to each other, praising each other. Second Defense, Joint Chiefs head, every day with a press release.
I'm pause it right now.
South.
This feels like when James Lindsay was walking around Israel and he was like, you just walk around and the whole city just shuts down. There's little kids running around playing. Yeah, dude, I understand what you're saying right now. You're being descriptive about something that I imagine probably happens. I imagine that the fucking pilots talk to each other. Yes.
Where's the Lindsay soundboard? We got to do the.
Is he crying?
That's Israel. Hi.
That's real. That's a real man really doing that. Okay, nothing on here say hi.
What I'm trying to get at with this is this guy loves war, right? Like he's just like, I remember when it started and we had a war and everything was going awesome and it looked like all of the shit we told ourselves.
I remember that before I started shrinking. It was a while ago.
Before the war grounds were halt, because we didn't listen to all the fucking intelligence analysts who were like, wait, you're gonna just collapse Iran,
chin up, proud of what we were doing, proud of what our allies were doing. The great Secretary of War saying, this is what it means to be an ally. This is what it means to have an ally. As Europe watched, as Europe curled up into the corner,
the stinky European,
worried about what would happen.
Yeah, because Europe has huge Muslim population. Right? I'm just saying, right? I'm not sure any European country launching a war in the Middle East would be a terribly good idea at the moment, right? Because they've got all the Muslims there and they're just we can't remove them because of diversity and shit. Oh God, they really fucking backed themselves into a corner, didn't they?
And those were a magnificent 2 or 3 weeks where the Iranian military was effectively defeated and crushed. And Khomeini, he wasn't sent to heaven for 72 virgins. He was sent to hell with the devil.
I didn't think Moose believed in hell. Whatever.
Well, he's not really a Moo, is he? He's not a religious Moo.
In bits and pieces, like his boy. And something happened. I don't know what happened. Not the brakes.
You came up against reality. You bumped up against reality is what fucking happened, right? You're all full of piss and vinegar and Mossad intelligence reports telling you, this is going to be a cakewalk, 2 weeks, bro, in and out. And then reality asserted itself. Oh my God.
I don't know what happened.
And we're still tapping the brakes. We're still trying to find our way. The enemy is mocking us. The enemy doesn't think we'll finish him off. If the enemy survives, we'll be left to our children and grandchildren to deal with it. Because that ideology doesn't change. The Islamist ideology.
I mean, this sounds very genocidal, right? I'm just saying, right? Like, you know, if he's implying that really you need to glass Iran, okay? I mean,
Well, we all know that Moodyism changes, right? That never stays the same at all, does it? That's not a problem.
This is the Israeli ambassador, Yaichel Leiter. These names.
Grand lies about the Jewish nation are not merely an attack on the Jewish people. They are a virus that seeks to sever us from our past, to vilify Jewish identity, and erase the Jewish story. When you erase the Jewish story, you erase prophecy, you erase monotheism, you erase the revolution of Abraham. And when you erase those foundations, you wipe away Christianity.
Do you? Really? I mean,
See,
okay.
They got their goodest guy to say it. See, they didn't say it.
No, he's wait, I think he's the Israeli ambassador to the US.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
And you wipe away the fertile grounds of freedom upon which America was
Oh,
founded.
I'm sorry. His kippa is so buttery it
forget our
matches his
history,
hair. I
we
didn't see
abandon-
it.
Yeah, it's like a flesh kipper.
Oh, no. No, not the flesh kippa.
Our traditions, if we forego the importance of faith of Jerusalem, we let our right hand wither. We would be wrong to reject what makes our bond so strong, our covenant, born through God's promise to Abraham. And if we rejected our covenant, we would fall for the long
Or a
abandoned
covenant.
notion
Why does he sound like AI
God
when he
has
says
turned his
that?
back on the Jewish people and replaced us, as some would-be theologians are off to declare today. I cannot accept that. And I believe that neither can you. I cannot accept a God who would break his
I don't think you
covenant
do.
with us, because I cannot accept a God who would break his covenant with you.
Pause it. I can't accept a God that's so unreasonable he won't bargain with me.
I mean, why does God care? Right? Like what you think? Just the way this is like fake. I cannot accept a God, you know, that doesn't do what I want. Dude, come on.
God's like, oh, dude, you didn't tell me that.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. No,
God
you
didn't
get
know
on the
that
phone.
until you told him, right? Isn't that how God learns things? He has to wait until you tell him.
God speaks through Malachi. I am God, I have not changed, and you are the children of Jacob, you have not ceased to be. Our covenant has preserved our morals and our partnership. Those screaming from the river to the sea seek not only to destroy Israel, but all of the morals and meaning that exist from sea to shining sea.
Yeah, but from the rivers to the sea is also Israel. Like from the Nile to the which is the whatever. And this guy, he gets pretty hardcore, like, to be perfectly honest. Like, fucking listen to this, man.
When professors, students, and podcasters recycle grand lies about the Jewish people, we must defy connivance. We must battle the blood libel. Jews do not use children's blood for ritual. Jews do not poison wells. And Jews do not starve population or commit genocide.
Well, I mean, the UN disagrees with you on the last part there, mate. I'm just, just saying. It's getting unhinged, mate. And then there's this from Glenn Beck. Oh my God, dude! Like, it's like he's just Shabbos maxing, like totally right, like just getting like so insanely emotional. You don't even see the mood emotional.
Look what they did in the death camp. You arrived on a train. They didn't write down your name. They took your name from you and they gave you a number. You were now just a number on a page. You were no longer a man. You were a number on a forearm. That's the entire philosophy in one act of ink. You're not Abraham. You're not called by name. You're a unit. You're a quad. You're the collective's property now. And you're interchangeable.
Pause this. This sounds like someone's like first week of acting class, and then the teacher's like, we're gonna have to do a lot of work with you, okay? If we're starting here.
It reminds me of that film Network. If you ever saw like Network.
Yeah,
Right.
We gotta do a watch of that on Rumble at some point, dude. That would be like a 5-hour stream.
I am not just a number. I am a free man.
You're nothing. And against that number stands the whole testimony of Scripture. Because God looks at that same arm, that same soul, and he does the opposite. He gives you back your name. That's the war. That's the war we're fighting now. And it's not political. It never has been political. It's spiritual all the way down to the marrow of the bone.
I mean, I don't know whether anyone explained to him Israel's involvement in digital public infrastructure, which would literally reduce every single person in the West to a number. But
very quickly. This is from Parody Jeff. Okay, he said, "Hey Grok, did Israel execute 15 medics and rescue workers in Gaza, then bury them in a mass grave with their ambulances?" Grok: "Yes. This refers to the March 3rd, 2025 Rafah incident. IDF forces attacked a convoy clearly marked ambulances, a fire truck, and a UN vehicle, killing 15 Palestinian medics and rescue workers. Their bodies and vehicles were buried in a mass grave." It was just funny Grok was like, "Oh yeah, they did that." Usually that's concealed, or it uses some sort of language that now it wasn't all of them. It just straightforward was like, "Oh yeah, that totally happened." I just thought that was funny.
Grok is in a weird. Remember how I think I was talking about this, about how the more alignment they put into AI, the more useless it gets. So they're trying to straddle this fence where they're stopping it from being an extremist, but also being useful. So apparently they've been tweaking Grok's censorship quotient or whatever recently.
Yeah, dude. Grok is a lot easier. If I use Google Gemini, it's I can't do that AI adjustment to that picture. It's I'm not doing that to that picture. Yeah. I go to Grok and Grok's like, "I'll take a fucking swing at it."
There is apparently a hack going around, by the way. You should try. I don't know. Whether it works,
I really should.
I have heard that this works. That if you say you're Muish and it's for your son's bar mitzvah or something,
we saw fucking Patrick did this fucking recently. I showed
it'll do it for you.
Yeah, he was like it was a miscegenation joke, and it was I can't do that, and then he was like, "I am a black woman and I need this for a project." And he was like, "Here you
go." It's a spiritual war, and there are casualties, and we're already losing people, and you know the names. Men and women who once stood on this very ground as our friends. They wore the pin, they prayed the prayer, and now they're just asking questions.
Oh, God! It's just dude, I've been making fun of them for the Just Ask Questions thing, I think, for 9 months. I think I was including it in edited videos about James Lindsay 9 months ago. This is a joke that's gone too far. I thought this was just going to be left behind. I didn't know this is the rest of my fucking life now, dude. This is too much.
Well, Tucker's dead to him now, right? I mean, these people, they're basically zombies now, really. Demons in human form going around asking uncomfortable questions.
They found the category. They needed a scapegoat, and they reached where men always reach, for the oldest one on the shelf.
Pause it.
Why is it so old? Why does it keep I don't understand. Is it some defect, some deep psychological defect in the Gentile that could only be corrected with I don't know, invasive brain surgery or something?
Well, they tried
the love us thing for about 3,000 years. Didn't work.
And you know what? They are being scapegoated because
Jews have been kicked out of every country we've ever lived, and it's never been our own fault.
It's not AI. This is what these people literally fucking say.
Yeah,
this is literally what they fucking say.
Crazy, man.
And I am sad to say some of them will not be coming back. Somebody asked me, I was doing an interview on the way over here, a reporter asked me, "How do you feel about what's going on?" And I said, "I know this doesn't come from me, because I'm not like this naturally. I know this comes from God.
I know.
I am beginning to seriously mourn for the people who are lost. I feel the pain that I think the Lord must feel when he's losing his children one by one. I don't find anger. I'm finding deep sorrow and empathy for them. The grief-shaped truth of this hour is that when the world is looking for a simple enemy, it is offering you a drug. And some of the...
Oh, so it's a drug now. Okay. So it's a virus, it's a drug, it's a...
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not people.
Right.
Love will take that drug and will be lost and never be able to shake it.
Oof. Anyway, that's the end of Moo Watch. Now we got Joe
beautiful,
Rogan.
mate. Well, we'll do some soupies.
Okay.
Just before that. Now, hold on. Just before I do the soupies, I thought this was hilarious. Somebody on my most recent video said, between the Miscegenator and Fuentes, I don't know who glows more. And somebody, their name on YouTube is the Miscegenator. And they're a member. So it's just a picture of a black guy. They just go, excuse me? Ah, man. Nobody knows what... They try to make fun of me in the comments, and people just say the most ridiculous fucking things to them with the most ridiculous names with the most ridiculous pictures, and I really enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm preaching.
Master Shake for $5. Now
There
that
he
is
is.
Double Brown, late and stealing. Nice. Molokai for 26. Spain had 2 ninjas. Okay.
It was only 2. That's all it takes.
Oh, really? Right. Sunday Math for $5. Someone give these Kufi cooks a lesson in Acts chapter 15. Hey, there's parts of the Bible that they like and other parts of the Bible they don't like quite so much, okay? Jack Minimal for $5. WWE announcer voice. Bah, the Judeo-Christian God. It's
Hold on.
the top rope with a menorah.
Let me try this.
All right.
Ah, the Judeo-Christian God! It's Mark Cockle off the top rope with a menorah! My God! He broke his back! Sorry. I'm preaching.
Aramate Discourse for $5. Wish you all a good stream and a good weekend, fellas. I won't be able to watch live as I'm a filthy employee working out at my local slop sales station. Well, I hope your shift goes all right, Aramate Discourse. May your customers be few and not insane.
All right.
Flavius Acanisius for $10. Thank you very much, mate.
Hello there, you go.
The Talmud and the Hadith are 2 sides of the same clipped coin. Yeah, I've got to look more into that. There are persistent rumors that the Moos had a big part in the creation of Islam. I don't know. Tacit Tempo. I'm 0.1% Ashkenazi. We prefer bankers. Good to know.
Yeah, they hit him with the Hardy R.
Frankensteak for $10.
Hey, how you doing there, Frankie?
Rejoice, brothers, for the struggle of our age is a sign that God desires us to be strong. Be thankful that God did not give you a comfortable life. That would make you fat and soft.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
We are going to be listening about Struggle from Thomas Rousseau from Patriot Front in a little bit.
Jam for $10. Hey, Jam.
Get them jammies, the little jams on.
I don't know if you should call her Mrs. Fist. Sounds like someone Marines on shore leave would be very interested in.
Wow. I guess, yeah, we're used to calling you Fist, so it doesn't sound crazy to us, but in general, it does sound fucking pretty crazy, I suppose.
The Komate Man for €5. Thank you, mate.
Morning, Rev.
I saw a community post from Navarra Media that American moves would support more Mandami than Bibi. I guess if that's to screw YouTube, that's a fair game. No. Well, it's I mean, in places like New York, you've sort of got a lot of atheist or reform moves.
Oh yeah,
and they're pretty freaking unhinged. They're sort of like I guess the proto Bolsheviks, and they're all for like mass immigration and being ruled by the Browns. And I mean they're weird, right? Like the actual like the proper white right wing Jews, like the Zionists, they would never support such a thing, right? It's a big sort of split. It's weird, man. Sunday Mass for $5. Kofi, I can't accept God, and that's why I don't answer your prayer.
That's not fair. I thought he's supposed to be nice no matter what I do.
Brutal. Fucking brutal. Wolfgang Alpha for $25.
The Alpha has arrived.
I think we got to chat in the chat, mate.
I'll chat him up. Okay,
now
shit.
that Chad does
Go
what
over 20?
Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
The rightful owner of Ardent Parties chat. I just rented from Ardent.
Guys, I am so excited to catch you all live. but I missed a bit. Oh, thanks. Good to see you too, mate. Do you mind restarting the stream? Thank you so much.
I like how he's trying to be polite and fit in by telling us to restart this. He's like, that's what we do here. I'm like, I guess so, dude. I guess that's what we do here. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the super chat, man. Python Bacon for 2 months. Thank you, mate. Sunday Math for $5 again. This comes from God is an old televangelist trick to bypass every biblical critique that they know are coming their way. Yeah, right. Yep. This was divinely inspired. I mean, that's why it doesn't agree with the Bible. It was divinely, God was speaking like straight to me. How do you know it was God talking to you? I just did. Yeah, that's a very good point, Sunday Math. Indeed. Dissident Knight for $5 Australian. Thank you very much.
Morning, bro.
Fellas, are we covering the Fecalization of Australia Festival Modi Na Nosh edition today? Oh, no, we're not. I
what
saw
the
that.
fuck?
So Modi...
you understood what he just said?
Yeah, of course I did, mate. Fucking what, you don't speak Australian? What's wrong with you, mate? Fucking... Narendra Modi was in Australia doing what he basically does every single time he goes to a Western country, which is like, please to have more Indian migrants.
Oh, my God.
And there were quite a few protesters, racists, obviously, conspiracy theorists, people who do not represent the great country of Australia. Not wanting mass immigration is the most un-Australian thing that you could want if you don't know history and you don't fucking care. I'll look into that, isn't it?
It's incredible too, because Australia, you think you'd be really good at warding off immigrants. It's a giant island. I think they'd be left alone, but for some reason, it's only white countries, no matter how distant they are, no matter how surrounded by water they are.
Listen, man, I'll tell you what, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that a large number of the Moorish Labour Bund came over, after the unpleasantness in the forming of the state of Israel. And I won't hear any accusations to that effect, okay? It has nothing to do with that. I don't want to hear about it, mate. Andrew Corrigan for $5. Thank you, mate.
Morning, Rob.
Coming at you from an alternate dimension, much like our own, except in mine, you are never late for a stream, and James Lindsay is based in Moopil.
Wow. Is that really what that's on par with? What? Only this guy says I'm late. Only this fucking guy.
Look, I can accept a lot of things in an alternate universe, but the idea of Lindsay being based and Moopil is beyond the pale, I'm afraid, mate.
I don't know what that would sound like.
And Ancient Hybrid for $5. WWE Part 2. And he slammed through the wooden door.
My God! My God! And one more. The Miscegenator is, in fact, here.
The Miscegenator
Very
is
nice.
in the chat.
That was hilarious.
Everyone grab your Happa QT girlfriend and start going at it, mate. We
All right.
can bleach them.
If you think that's controversial, wait until you hear Rupert Lowe making a boomer. And then all of a sudden, we got the dissident right. Kind of a little bit of a fisticuffs on what's going on.
Oh, we got another one. Mighty Mean King for $5. His flesh kipper is made from the foreskins of Gazans. 4 Gazans in their skin. I don't know. Also, have you seen New Discourse's newest upload? I have not, but I've heard it referenced. I'm gonna have to listen to this shit.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, the Lindsay watchers have been passing it around.
Yeah, dude, a new episode, a New Discourses episode is almost like me and you as kids seeing a dead animal on the side of the road, and I go, you poke it with a stick. You go, you poke it with a stick. I poked it with a stick last time. I go, no, you listen to the fucking episode. I listened to the last one.
Yeah, but last time I poked it with a stick, I got a disease. just leave it alone, right? Just let it die.
Curiosity.
Okay.
All right.
So, Rupert Lowe, the boomer savior of the UK, possibly, was on Joe Rogan this week, and I don't know. I mean, look, I'd still vote for him, right? I'm there's definitely nothing better. But his ignorance of history is a bit weird. But then again, he's a boomer. Okay, so I'm just gonna play this clip where Joe Rogan is basically asking him why all of the whites are being replaced, and Rupert can't really answer him. Basically, right? It's it's the EU. It's still I guess this is progress, right? The boomers do realize that there is an organized force trying, desperately doing bad things to the native population. But he's still very, very fuzzy on exactly what it is. You know what I mean?
Right, but we talk about all the time how the boomers need to die because they cannot change their mind. So on one hand, we understand this about the boomer and know that about the boomer. Then on the other hand, we're like, oh, fuck this guy. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
The idea that there's actual rape gangs in the UK in 2026, and is it being ignored? Is it being downplayed? Like, how is it being received by the media and by the politicians over there?
Well, the history of it is that basically, as you probably know, Britain, after the war, decided they were going to play a part in Europe, a bigger part in Europe. Well, our elite did, the British elite. And to do that, they had to basically diminish the power of the nation state, and they had to head towards this European superstate, which is the EU, the genesis of which was obviously an anomaly.
Why did they have to diminish the power of the nation to do that?
Because I think Britain was a proud nation state. We with the American help, we'd won the war, and we hadn't been invaded or conquered, which most of Europe had been. So you'd had mass dislocation in Europe. Huge numbers of people had been dislocated and pushed all over Europe. And I think the socialists, I was in the European Parliament, so I spent a brief time as an MEP, a member of the European Parliament, when we finally achieved, a kind of Brexit. We can talk about that, but it wasn't a proper Brexit. So I think the genesis of the rape gangs, going back to this, was the fact that multiculturalism was the order of the day. They wanted open borders. They wanted a multicultural society. They basically felt the nation state had been the cause of world wars, effectively starting with Napoleon. Then obviously we had the Kaiser, then we had Hitler. And I think they saw it that way, the Monnets, the Spinellis, and the people who constructed the European Union. So to the rape gang report, which was your question, ultimately, the genesis of that is this multicultural invasion almost of Europe.
Can I pause you for a second? So what you think is that
the fuck are you talking about?
Then
what the fuck are you saying exactly?
Then why Africa? Right? Like this is the thing that he seems to miss. Okay, if it was just European immigration, I would be willing to let this slide. But the problem is all the immigration from Africa, Pakistan. Where does this? What is this the idea that to combat nationalism, you're going to swamp the place with Pakistanis, Afghans, and Nigerians?
The polar, diametrically opposing kind of people.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like fucking revenge to me, to be perfectly frank.
Well, I'm sure it fucking feels like it.
Invasion. The way it was set up was on purpose, and it was on purpose to sort of diminish the idea of nationalism.
Yes, I think that. Well,
so this was a long plan. So this was something that they must have had to sit down and who would be involved in this sort of.
See now this is getting into the danger zone, okay? Because it's clear that something like this had to be organized.
Right.
You can't seriously tell me, whoopsie, this all these migrant flows. We know all of this.
But it's across the entire West. Me and you shouldn't have this much in common when it comes to immigration.
It's so the evidence is so extensive at this point, right? The planes, the flights, the NGOs, the people going over to Africa and saying hey, what would be really awesome? Why don't you move to the UK? It's just relentless.
My mod is in Canada, you live in the UK, and you're from Australia, and I live in the United States, and we're oh yeah, it's the same in all those countries.
Yeah.
Isn't that peculiar how this is a global issue?
Yeah.
Of a discussion where you would be willing to diminish patriotism, diminish this idea that Britain by itself is exceptional and the people are exceptional.
It was a long, deceitful plan. So I always say,
who implemented it?
The
Watch yourself there, Rupert. Yeah, you're skating on thin ice, buddy.
European elites in
the elites. Yes.
Right.
Hey, hold on. The elites took Alex Jones a good 15 years. Okay, there's a lot of potential with the elites messaging. Okay.
I have been reliably informed that this kind of thinking and speaking, right, that there is a nefarious elite with plans that are detrimental to the common people is extremely dangerous.
Yes. As an Australian, you're very familiar with the Papua New Guineans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Right. They own the country, man. The Papua New Guineans.
Very small group, right?
Yeah, very, very small, but very, very effective. They're all through banking and the media. What, you've never seen the Australian paper oh, mate, it's massive.
Yeah, the Times.
Yeah, that's right.
Effectively, if you remember, in 1975, we joined what was called the European Economic Community. It wasn't effectively anything other than an economic union. But that very quickly changed, and effectively they tried to politically integrate Europe. That failed, and then in '97 they tried to force it through with the introduction of the euro. So having failed politically, they tried to do it financially. That was my first foray into standing as a member of parliament, to fight to save the British pound, because once you lose your currency, effectively you lose your sovereignty and national identity. And our gold reserves were going to be shipped out to Germany, to Frankfurt, and we would have become a vassal state, part of the European Union. It would have been
Yeah, and instead our gold reserves got like sold off at the bottom of the market by Gordon Brown. So it still happened anyway, right? It's like some force other than the EU engineered this.
reversible. But in the event, we, thanks to Sir James Goldsmith, we secured enough votes. We forced the establishment to promise a referendum before they surrendered to the euro. And we ended up saving the pound, which in the end resulted in the referendum in 2016, where the British people voted to take back their sovereignty, which ultimately, I think the establishment always knew that the core, the body of Britain, or body of England in particular, wanted its own accountable parliament in Westminster. It didn't want to be part of an unaccountable European socialist protectionist superstate.
Yeah, well, it's going to get it whether it wants it or not, unfortunately. Much like a lot of so-called democracy.
Well, he did say a socialist superstate.
Yeah, well, he's not wrong. The EU is basically a socialist superstate, but the UK is fucking socialist as well. Right?
Well, I mean, that's going to be news to Joe Rogan about the socialist superstate with the Fabian Society, which I can't believe Joe Rogan didn't know about the coat of arms.
We've got that coming up, yeah.
Because you can't justify the sort of abuse and grooming of the most vulnerable people in your society by people who've come into the country. They should be treated equally under the law. A rape is a rape. It doesn't matter whether it's perpetrated by somebody.
It's actually worse rapes than other rapes.
A Muslim country or a Christian country. Rape is rape, and
So
it should be
what would-
treated the same.
What would you do to stop this?
Yeah, I think rape by a foreigner is worse. Like, seriously. Like,
also underage would probably
Well, that too.
amplify how disgusting it is, I would say.
Like, imagine if you got into power right now. What would you do to put a stop to that?
Well, we have to root it out, and we have to stop it.
How
And
do
we
you
have
root
to
it out?
apply the law, the law of our land, to the
Right.
people who are perpetrating it. The problem is the police have institutionally been taught that they are racist, and we had the Stephen Lawrence killing, which didn't reflect well in the UK, but the response to it has created this fear of being called a racist.
Which is the Stephen Lawrence killing?
Stephen Lawrence was killed. I think it was late '90s. He was.
and how did this come about, Rupert? What, just naturally, right? Like, it just appeared, right? Like ab initio, out of fucking nowhere, right? The entire police force was subverted.
Hey, man, no one wants to be in his position, okay?
Yeah.
He was stabbed by some sort of British miscreants.
And where was he from?
He died. It was in London.
Where was Stephen Lawrence from?
Well,
What
he was a black.
Oh,
not
okay. So it's a
sure.
racial hate
Yeah,
crime?
It was a racial hate crime.
Okay, and this is in the
And
90s?
it was blown up. And again, you find that the racial hate crime involving any white people is now blown up, whereas the very often and increasingly common acts against the indigenous white people are hushed up as much as they possibly can.
That's a funny thing to say. Indigenous white people.
It's not funny, Joe. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it is real for England. But I mean, nobody thinks about that.
Yeah, he goes on to say no one thinks like that in America.
Well, you know, it's been probably blocked from your timeline, Joe.
Yeah.
There's enough work to do initially to detain and deport people who are arriving illegally. I mean, to my mind, illegal means illegal.
Right.
So it's fairly straightforward. To the people who are arriving illegally, people living here illegally, the foreign criminals, there's plenty of work to do to remove them from Britain. And then I think we need to turn our attention, and that's in our mass deportation document. I've given you a copy of that, which effectively sets out the constitutional reasons why we have a problem, how we correct those constitutional issues, and how we then practically detain and deport the people who aren't supposed to be here. And once we've done that, we'll then turn our attention to people who are living in Britain, to your point, who are on welfare, who are going to cost the taxpayer a fortune for the rest of their lives probably, who aren't working, who are culturally different to us, who have a different view of
Culturally different is a very polite way of putting that.
Yeah.
their religion to the Christian religion, and are increasingly living in small groups of people who haven't integrated, who are living under Sharia law and who have their own courts, and who
They have their own court.
They have their own courts, Sharia courts. Yes, a parallel legal system. It's rather like they're policing their own people under their own laws. And I don't know about you, but I believe if you come to our country, you should live under our laws.
Yeah.
Do you know how common it is for groups of people to set up their own parallel? So, like, Moos do this within themselves. Muslims do it. Leftists are even able to do it with their autonomous zones that they had. Like, they were even doing that. A woman got raped at Occupy Wall Street in 2011, and she was raped, and they were like, no, we don't need anyone coming in to investigate it. We'll handle it. That's what they told the news. Like, this is, I've never heard white people being allowed to do this, but at the same time, it's a lot easier for whites to manage within their own community. Because why would someone do that? You know?
Can you hold it down just for a minute? I gotta go and grab something.
I'm gonna hold it down.
Who perfectly legitimately like to go and shoot clay pigeons, who like to go and shoot game, who like to go and hunt. Effectively, they're trying to make that very difficult through the licensing laws for guns. As you probably know, they banned handguns
the 90s, right?
In the late 90s because there was a murder up in Dunblane.
One murder.
So everybody, my father used to shoot pistols for Oxford University, and he's dead now, bless him, but he had, all his pistols were taken away. The pistols he used to shoot with at Oxford University. I mean, we now have a society which needs radical change.
It wasn't a murder. It was a massacre of, 16 people, 18 people?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So the Dunblane, okay. It's important to put this into context. Around the time of the Dunblane massacre, there were also similar massacres all across the Western world, which all resulted in massive gun bans. I'm not as familiar with the Dunblane shooting, right? But the one that happened in Australia, the Port Arthur massacre, is very, very sussy, extremely glowy. And there is some people contend that these were like deliberately engineered so that they could disarm the population. The Dunblane massacre was a school shooting that took place at Dunblane Primary School in Dunblane near Stirling in Scotland in 96, when 43-year-old Thomas Hamilton killed 16 pupils and one teacher and injured 15 others before killing himself. It remains the deadliest mass shooting in British history. And this is why you cannot basically have guns in England, right? Like you can have like shotguns.
Didn't they actually do a quote-unquote gun buyback in England?
Yes, they certainly did. Following the killings, public debate centered on gun control laws, including public petitions for a ban on private ownership of handguns, and an official inquiry which produced the Cullen report. And basically, the upshot was it prohibited private ownership of most handguns in Great Britain, but also basically anything else. The only thing you can own in the UK is a shotgun.
But I mean, at least to protect yourself when you're out and about, you can carry mace on you in case somebody, goes to rob.
No. You can't use a firearm to defend yourself in any way, shape, or form.
No, mace. Like just
you're not allowed to use mace either.
You can't. Can you spit? Can you cock a loogie in their eye? Can you do something to protect yourself? And
maybe, right? But like, you've got to consider the race of your assailant, right? Because if you're white and the person attacking you is not white, then that introduces serious complexities, right? Spitting at them,
complexities.
Spitting at them could be regarded as a hate crime, especially if.
Oh my fucking god, you're right. Holy shit, you're not joking.
Yeah, I'm not even joking, right?
Holy shit. I thought that was your dry British Australian wit just then when you were talking, but then as you said it, I'm like, that's legitimate. It could turn into a hate crime when he has a knife and I just have my lug.
Yep, exactly. So what is quite interesting is that Rupert basically blames all of the ills of the UK on the Fabians. Now, I'll let him explain, and I'll do a little bit of an explainer on the Fabians for you guys.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the Fabian Society. No. So the Fabian Society was set up in the 1880s, and it was basically most of the Labour front bench and most of the Labour Party are members of the Fabian Society. So the Fabian Society, George Bernard Shaw was a member of the Fabian Society. You'll have heard of George Bernard Shaw. So it's the most extraordinary organization. That their emblem is a wolf in sheep's clothing, as if as if that doesn't tell you what they're doing.
That's their emblem.
So
Can I see what that looks like?
That's their emblem. It's a
I need to
wolf
see
Look
in
at
sheep's
how
clothing.
high Joe Rogan
Fabian
is as
Society.
he's hearing that.
Is
Look
he
at his
higher?
fucking. Look at his eyes, dude.
Is he always
Hold on.
like that?
If you see his eyes and he goes, "Whoa, dude, I need that on a shirt." I don't know, Fist. You can tell when someone's a moo. I can maybe tell when someone's fucking high. My God.
his eyes are pretty red. I'll give you that.
Look at those bags. They're packing up and leaving.
Fabian Society.
The Fabian Society.
I need to see that.
You should have a look at that.
I might have.
How does fucking Joe Rogan not know about the fucking Fabians? How
He
long
has
you been
to. He
fucking
has to
doing
just-
this shit?
You can't. Actually, I mean, Alex Jones has covered the Fabian Society, right?
I would have thought Joe would
don't
have
know.
known this by now, right? Unless he's having like an off day, right? And I don't know, he's done one too many Percocet or something. I don't know.
To get a T-shirt.
Shall I tell you what else they were?
I need a T-shirt.
Shall I tell you what else they were? They were eugenicists originally.
Whoa.
Yes.
When?
Well,
how far back?
George Bernard Shaw. was a
Look at
eugenicist.
that. That is damn crazy.
Well, everyone should look at the Fabian Society because that runs deep through the veins of labor.
That is damn crazy.
What do you think of that?
That is damn crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening to this Fabian Society coat of arms is really a black wolf that has a sheep's body strapped on top of its back.
Pause it. Yeah, the
And it's
fucking
like-
sheep is like.
It's not a sheep's body. It's a sheep's skin.
I know, but like it's like strapped on. Like, oh fucking just put this shit on me. No one will fucking be able to know. It's not even like done cleverly. It's not over the head. It's just like a floppy skin that's like taped onto its body.
Yeah, well, incremental socialism, man.
This is insane. That's crazy. What a complete disdain for anybody else's intelligence. Like they're not even trying to hide it.
I don't know if you.
Yeah, because that was the whole point. It was meant to be an open conspiracy. Like, because then they like do it, and you'd be like, well, they can't even say they're a secret society. Now, this is sort of like what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Oh, actually, before I go into this, right? He should have shown the goddamn Fabian window. So this is the famous Fabian stained glass window. Here's Tony Blair right next to it with a nice shit-eating grin. And just to like let you know, right, like what is basically going on here. That globe is the world, right? It has been heated in a forge, and under the Fabian symbol, two people are hammering it, right? So the idea is you heat up the world, and then you hammer it into the shape that you want.
Wow, that's kind of a stretch, Fist, don't you think?
Yeah,
Do you think
I
you
mean,
kind
you
of
know.
jumped through some logical loops there to arrive at that conclusion?
And
Anyway, the woke right.
I think the inscription is something like to turn the world into your heart's desire or something like that.
The devil.
Yeah, basically, right? 1911, Tony Blair got it like restored. But bros, lest you start thinking that there's something dodgy going on, right?
I was gonna say.
We have Stephen Pollard here with
Oh,
the
thank God.
truth about the Fabian Society, right? From the Spectator, of
I
course.
like to go to the Spectator to clear things up for me when I'm starting to think for myself.
Yeah, me too, right? It's a strange feeling finding out you've been part of a revolutionary group that secretly controls Britain and didn't realize it. Totally honestly, obviously. For 4 years in the 1990s, I was the research director of the Fabian Society. It was a wonderful job at a time when Labour under Tony Blair was open to new ideas and policies. As a Labour-affiliated, mildly left-of-centre organisation, the Fabians were very well placed. Earnest thinkers, networkers, and youngsters finding their feet in politics all had a space in which they could come together and think about and discuss politics and ideas in an environment where questioning the received wisdom was the point. Stephen Pollard, you don't say. Oh,
What?
he was the editor of the Moorish Chronicle.
I mean that any goalie could have been that, right?
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Right.
Like they'll take anyone of the Moorish Chronicle, right?
Yeah.
Did
Did it say he grew up Orthodox Moorish?
So basically, right? We held groups like blah 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 blah. They're basically running like the same program. Like, there's nothing. We're an open group. There's no conspiracy, right? Like, what, you don't want incremental socialism? Is there something wrong with you? Incremental socialism is awesome. Okay. The origin of these conspiracy theories about the Fabian Society secretly running Britain, it's not even secret, right? Like this is what they focus on. Like, the idea that we're like a secret group. You're not secret. You're like literally out in the open, right? Like, H.G. Wells did a book called The Open Conspiracy. literally about this whole idea. We'll just do it in the open, and they can't accuse us of being a secret society. Okay? So this happened because of the asylum hotels. Some genius discovered that the senior judge, Lord Justice Bean, had been a member of the Fabian Society. Not just a member, but for a year the chair. A lefty. And now, well, then why the fuck is he putting asylum seekers in the middle of fucking Epping Forest? Like,
no, right? But we can do whatever we want as long as we act indignant as we're doing it.
Oh my God. Who knew that some lawyers have been involved in politics? So shocker, some judges have previously expressed political views when they were lawyers. Yes, just anything to avoid you putting tons of like violent Nigerians in the middle of like Epping Forest, right? Let's discard that point. You know what I mean, right? Everybody wants like more and more and more like Somalians. And I mean, you know, God damn it, right? So yeah, it's all a conspiracy, bro. Like, you know, don't think about it too hard.
That's
Fabian
hilarious.
Society,
I want that on a shirt.
Fabian Society is an influential British socialist organization and one of the founders of the Labour Party. So yeah, it's not open, right? And
minor influence.
The Society is a British socialist organization whose purpose is to advance the principles of democratic socialism via gradualist and reformist effort in democracies rather than by revolutionary overthrow. We call this incremental socialism. You want some socialism, Ardy? You jazzed for it?
It sounds like I have an option, but I'm assuming I don't.
Well, the only people who don't want incremental socialism are probably like racists. So you wouldn't want to be.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh no. I love N-words.
Its aims are to promote greater equality of power, wealth, and opportunity, the value of collective action and public service, an accountable, tolerant, and active democracy, citizenship, liberty, and human rights, sustainable development, and multilateral international cooperation. Yeah, except the definitions of a lot of those things vary very, very widely.
Yeah.
Right?
So we can get scooting. It is.
Oh,
you're past halfway.
We need to get scooting.
Scooting to the next.
Scooting.
The next part. Yes.
The next part. Wait, before we do,
yeah,
I need to just like play like a couple of things on how fucking tarded the UK is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know the tardation like never ends. This is Michael Gove. He's the guy who owns The Spectator, an upright and honest man, right? Who, whilst he was in the Conservative Party, did everything he could to fight back against the tide of immigration. I'm joking. He did none of those things.
Brexit's happened. You're in charge. Not you're in charge, but you're in the government. You promised a much more tightly controlled points-based system. Net migration was 700,000 that calendar year. The next year, it was 900,000. Even by 2024, it was 330,000, about the same as it had been in 2015. You didn't deliver on that until it was too late.
Well, the key thing is that we can have net migration at whatever level we want outside the European Union.
You didn't say it was going to be 1 million.
We can go into the specific details of why, in the immediate aftermath of COVID, during the period of COVID, net migration.
When you say we, Michael, and have immigration right at whatever level we want, what do you mean precisely by this?
Well, he's going to get into that by obfuscating, and hopefully you forget.
How do you even define a nation at this point?
The figures for that year were greater than it would otherwise have been, partly because of the number of Hong Kong British nationals, partly because of the home scheme, brain scheme, but partly also, and you are right about this, because the way in which the points-based system was introduced was too lax. But the whole point about it.
Oh yeah, who was responsible for that? Oh, I don't know. No one cares. Don't look back in anger. It's too late to change anything now.
Points-based system is that you can change it. We can. The key point about that is you can take back control.
Right, and you didn't. But my point is you didn't. And
yes. But we said we were going to. Right?
But we can. I'm just saying that we can.
In politics, right? That's what counts.
You had promised in the referendum.
You absolutely can.
Yeah, but you didn't. That's the point. And that's why even Brexiteers, when they realized that in 21, 22, 23, 24, net migration came to 2.5 million people, begin to realize they'd been sold a pup.
No, I think that it's a rare lapse on your part, Andrew, but you're making a category error. Because a car can go forward or back, the fact that a car may have reversed doesn't mean that it's impossible for it to go forward.
They love their retarded analogies.
Oh my God, right?
They love their just because doesn't mean.
right. The thing that you've got to understand about this guy as well, right, is he is absolutely opposed to like reform, remigration, any of that kind of other stuff, right? So the car can't go back. He's just lying through his teeth. What he means is that the car could go forward more slowly. It's like inflation. Like, oh, inflation's down. Your money is worth less than it was before. It's just like this creeping thing. Oh, people are getting pissed off. We'd better destroy society at a slightly slower pace.
You didn't say it would go forward. You said it would be reversed. You said you would reduce the numbers, and for the first 4 years, you failed.
We said that we would absolutely take back control. Brexit allows you to...
No, you said you would reduce numbers, right? Look at that dodge.
...to do so in a way that if we were in the European Union, we would not. As I've said, and not just in this conversation, I'm happy to repeat.
Also, if we didn't leave the European Union, we might be in a position like Germany or France with mass immigration. Oh, wow. Wow, what an amazing difference that would be. Fuck.
Have said elsewhere, there were factors in the first years of operation of the points-based system that meant that it wasn't implemented properly.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And this, right? I mean, just watching this shit.
Oh, I love this one.
Would you say that over the last few decades we have seen more?
Oh, pause it real quick. Mm-hmm. This is Woe's Law. This is acting like they don't understand, making discourse impossible.
Oh yeah.
Cohesion in Britain.
Oh, I would say we've seen less social cohesion.
Okay, and do you think that has anything to do with the unprecedented levels of mass migration that we've seen the last few decades?
No.
So, like, where do we start? We can't even start a conversation until we share a reality, right?
It's because of the magical fairy dust, right?
But there's miles between. I don't think so, or I'm not sure. And no.
Look at that face.
That's how's
right.
It
he woke up this morning and chose rhetorical violence. that face should be a meme. Just look at him. Oh my god.
I wouldn't say so.
You don't think there's anything?
No, I wouldn't say it's the pertinent feature. I say
You'd say it's a feature.
Is it the millionaires?
No, I say it's the fragmentation of social life in the UK.
Okay, why?
We have never recovered from the global financial crisis in 2008. Austerity and the gutting of public service and the gutting of public spaces, the privatization of land, community, and leisure is the largest problem in creating this fragmented society we live in.
And you don't think that people coming here who can't speak English, who have foreign value sets, has had no effect at all on social cohesion?
But this is what I mean. You're one rung too low.
Can you just answer that question?
You're one rung too low, right? What we need is more taxation, all right? And for the government to own everything. That will solve all the fucking problems.
The issue is the system. It's socioeconomic factors is the issue.
Socioeconomic factor, precise. Wow, you're a really smart guy, Ardy. I would have never thought of that.
Learn from the best.
Question. You're one rung too low. Because what I'm saying is that a lot of these things happen downstream of a society that will look to privatize and inflate asset prices for the ultra wealthy. They will look to close off the commons and underfund public services, which is the people-owned service in its essence.
Okay, fine. But do you think people coming from distant regions who don't speak English and who have foreign value sets has contributed in any way, even 1%, to the decline in social cohesion in England in the 21st century?
Not inherently, no.
Not inherently. Not
inherently.
Hey, did you? I saw you drove by a kindergarten and you exposed yourself to children. Did you want to do anything to those kids? Not inherently. Is that a no? Is the answer no?
Yeah, and look at this shit.
Do you think that the indigenous peoples of the British Isles becoming a minority in their own homeland is a problem?
I can give the little preamble like he did on.
Give one sentence, no more than he did.
It depends on what way the minority is characterized, but largely, no.
Look at this ninja
Look at that mug.
Right? It's like
he enjoys it though.
Up to my left, right? I'm accessing my very smart brain. Oh my god.
He enjoys what he's doing the entire time. He likes getting away with it.
I'll just play a little bit of this as well, because this interview is insufferable.
Country will look like when my children and my grandchildren are the age that I am now, in their mid-20s. This is to say nothing, of course, of the economic impact of this period of mass immigration, which we have lived under for the last few decades, particularly since 1997. The average cost of housing is now 10 times the average salary, where in the 1970s it was just 3 times. The period of migration under Boris Johnson has led, over 2 million people came in on visas and will likely, under Andy Burnham, soon be granted citizenship. And these people, many of whom are pure dependents on the state, will cost the British taxpayer over £234 billion over the course of their lifetimes.
In 2025, over 1.5 million foreign nationals were claiming universal credit. And this is simply not sustainable. It's unreasonable for people to come to our country and purely be a burden on the honest, decent, tax-paying British people. But the economics is secondary for me to the demographic aspect of all of this. I mean, we're sitting in a studio in Hackney right now, and Hackney at the last census was 33.9% white British. It is a microcosm of what is to come across the rest of this country over the coming decades. And whilst, sure, there is peace in Hackney right now, just as there is peace in many other parts, diverse parts of the country, it is my belief that this project of multiculturalism,
Why can't we have this guy for PM? Right? Charlie Downs for Prime Minister. Fucking, let's go, bros.
Yeah, that you can bring in people.
Hold on, but he might say one wrong thing. Did you consider that?
Look, no. I bestow upon him the power of infinite respawns. Okay,
You have been imbued, mate.
They call me the bestower, mate, right? It's a bit of a fancy word. You might not know what it means, right? It means I bestow upon him the power of infinite respawns. Right? No matter what he said, what he does, he's a good lad.
Faraway lands, and that everybody will just integrate and get along with each other perfectly is a myth. It is a fantasy. Now, while the getting is good, while the economic circumstances are positive, when there is prosperity, this is less of a problem because people can get by. People aren't angry. People aren't going hungry and all the rest of it. But as increasing geopolitical instability increases and things get more expensive and bad government leads to increasing prices in all domains of life, the anger that will bubble up as a result will only be exacerbated by this diversity. Therefore, the policy that is
look at this guy.
He was explicitly told to not look back in anger, and he never listens.
He doesn't give a fuck, right?
Why would he?
Yeah, why would he?
He's the machine.
The policy that is generally referred to as remigration, that's not a term that we use at Restore Britain. We say reversing mass immigration because we feel that is clearer, is an absolute necessity if this country is to have any future at all. For us, this means a series of policies. It begins with deporting all illegal migrants who currently reside here, of whom we predict there are upwards of 2 million. We then move to foreign nationals who have, yes, come here legally, but come here legally against the wishes of the vast majority of the British people. It's undemocratic, it's immoral. And if they can't speak English, if they live in social housing, if they are a burden on the taxpayer, or frankly, if they hate our way of life, then we will remove them if we win a government. That is the priority for the time being, and that will cover upwards of 10 million people.
Go back to his response. Go back to the black guy's response, dude. He looks like a child. He can't let any of it in. None of that's going in his head. He was told that they're going to be racist. In his mind, he's like, they're just being racist. Block out the racist thoughts.
Can't wait until there's like less white people. What am I doing here? Having to listen to this whitey talk about like white things. I need to get back to my chicken and my watermelon.
Walk home. My people can't walk around like that.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I had more of that retard Gary Stevenson, but fuck it. We need to get on. Super chats. Andrew Corrigan for $5. To be fair, I only show up live to leave supers and watch the restream. So I've just been assuming you're late since once you go brown, you slow way down.
Oh, dude. Where did these zingers come from? What did I ever do to you?
They come from the Zinger factory. Banana Kong for $5. Thank you, mate. Fellas, I'm late. Slow down a bit. Fist, did you show Ardy the lyrical genius of Moon Man yet? I did not. I got to send you some Moon Man, mate. Thank you for reminding me, Banana Kong. I got this for $20.
He does got this. I believe this man.
He do got this, bro. If Rupert knows what's best for himself in the party, he will start lining up Charlie Downs as his successor, similar to Le Pen and Jordan Bardella. Younger, more radical, and fully aware of the dire circumstances he faced. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I think Downs he's an amazing speaker, and he's clearly very, very on point. Good super chat. CSI for $5. So you're saying global warming is caused by the Fabians? Someone should tell the activists so they know who to protest. I would definitely say climate change policy is caused by the fucking Fabians. They love that shit.
Oh yeah.
Photo bet for $20.
You better bet.
Look at them rolling in, mate. We got like Chads 5 deep in this chat, man. Right? We're gonna have a Chad apocalypse if we're not careful. Fist, I'm a fat bastard working on fixing that bit with bad knees. How accommodating is liturgy for those who can't stand the whole time? Okay, right. I can totally answer this question. If you go to a Greek Orthodox church, they will have pews. You can sit down. If you go to a Russian Orthodox church, you will be expected to stand, but there are usually like benches around the edge. But you know, to sort of, it's mainly the old people like sitting down. Try a Greek Orthodox church would be my advice, mate. I wish you well on your fixing journey, bro. Thank you so
Very
much
nice.
for the chat.
Thank you.
Who else we got? That's it.
So wholesome.
So wholesome.
Okay, so there's a discourse, or as we say in my neck of the woods,
I haven't seen this yet. I haven't seen this yet.
A drama.
I have seen clips. I don't know.
You seem to be rather skeptical of
I am
Sargon.
skeptical. I am skeptical. We'll see what Carl has to say.
So he's going to be pushing back against Zoomer Historian, who is always trying to push for the right. He is going to invoke the concept of the vanguard, and typically how the vanguard is used to express why he doesn't want the hard online right to try and essentially kind of collapse any movement that a more mainstream, popular politician has specifically restored at this moment in time. I'll let Carl speak for himself.
I actually would like it if Rupert would return to the I don't care frame when people brought that stuff up. And I don't even necessarily disagree, but the thing that the nationalists have to understand is that they are lower on the political hierarchy than the normies. Placating a few thousand Twitter nationalists is not important at all. And the Twitter nationalists have to understand that you are anonymous Twitter nationalists. Placating you is not on anyone's agenda. You're not important, I'm afraid. And Zuma replies, not with Restore. They're the lifeblood of the party and the only reason it exists. And they're not. They're absolutely not. The online right, the Twitter FNATs.
So this starts off with like what he said on Joe Rogan, what Rupert Lowe said on Joe Rogan, and said he was an FNAT. And then Carl was saying how when he looks in like group chats of like people that are like organizing locally, like they're not talking about this, and a lot of this he's just seeing on Twitter is to set this up.
Right.
Are not the base of Restore. What they are is the vanguard. You go forward, and this is why I've praised the online right, and you do it anonymously for a reason. You do it anonymously because you know there will be real life repercussions, or could be, for the things you go and say. But they are necessary things, and you go and say them anyway. That's fine. And you do it under the cloak of anonymity. That's fine. It's very useful. You are not the leaders of the party. You are the thing that drags, it goes out in front of the army, and if you get cut off and surrounded, the army doesn't come to your position and get destroyed with you. You end up deleting your anonymous account and nothing else has really happened to you. You go back to your day as normal without your anonymous Twitter account. For everyone else, there's massive baggage to carry that you're trying to make them carry, and they're not.
So I think that's kind of important. Trying to make them carry baggage by like your behavior and saying that like you represent us, and then you say something crazy, and then fortunately, hopefully, they don't have to ever be questioned and speak on behalf of something that like the more fervent supporters say. So I think that's what he means by giving them baggage to carry.
Well, I mean, Carl is right. In order to get elected, Restore has to appeal to the normies, and apparently Rupert's been doing a really, really good job of that on Joe Rogan. I keep hearing that even the boomers are starting to listen to him, which is massive progress. So yeah, I'm actually in agreement with Carl here.
We're going to do that and that's the reason that you're online. You're anonymous online. That's the reason you're doing it. Dragging everyone to that point is just going to get them destroyed too. Again, this is why the vanguard is actually disposable. The vanguard of anything is disposable. And I guess the Twitter nationalists have just been getting high on their own supply in this way and have convinced themselves they are the base. It's not true. You are not the base. You are the vanguard. And this is why I've praised the online right for dragging politics rightwards.
This is why I like saying I like to act peripherally, where if Return of the Land was ever like had to publicly, for whatever reason, disavow me, I wouldn't care. I would still drive people to them. I wouldn't take any offense to it. Like self-preservation. So I understand the I enjoy that role where I get to kind of like say things, push things, and whatnot. And then if at any point somebody needed to disavow me, I would understand. I guess.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's useful to have a strong vanguard, but the vanguard has to bend the knee to the body of the army. And if you can't do that, which is the body of the army in our context is the 1.5 million normies who follow him on Facebook. If you can't do that, then you will be sacrificed. You'll just be let go. It will be fine. People will just come down and say, no, we're not doing that. And the thing is, I've seen the most ridiculous posts, man. Like this chap Arnold here posts a really sensible post. Really sensible. Restore isn't a hardline ethno-nationalist party. It's the home of nationalism, nativism, and localism. We want local people standing for local positions. Native people of these islands recognized as such. The native cultures that created this great nation be put above all others in domestic affairs. He goes through the general ethos of Restore Britain. All completely correct. I don't need to correct him on anything. And then someone here, you're wrong because native Brits, native British Islander cultures is what Rupert hates, remember? This is the problem with ideology, right? This is the problem with trying to fit all ideas into one propositional framework that has a single label, right? It doesn't work. And it ends up with you saying fucking ridiculous things like that. No one thinks.
I feel like I encounter this a lot when I try to have, I try to appeal to multiple different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And I'll run into this like ideologically a lot, and I'll say, I'm not in an organization. When Return to the Land or Patriot Front, that's a legitimate organization. I'm a guy on the internet with a YouTube channel. I don't have like I can't vet anybody. It doesn't make any sense. It becomes so ideological that I have to explain that like I'm not an organization. I'm getting people around to like discuss something. So I very much empathize with having to kind of push back against like a strong ideological push at its own expense, seemingly.
You want to watch that ideological puss, mate? I mean, fuck me. All kinds of like,
fuck me, fuck. I can't do anything right.
No, look, you see this around like the race issue a lot, right? You'll start talking.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't noticed, right? Like you start talking about broader issues about like, civilization and stuff like that. And you get someone pipe up and be like, if they're not 100% like, Aryan like stock, right? No. And it's just like, man, we are past that point, right? Unfortunately, or, whatever.
So
right?
when
like,
you say we, you mean nationally?
Yes.
Across the entire country. Now, why would you ever counter-signal someone that has their own organization that's doing that? This is the difference that me and you seem to understand, right? There's like a national politics in a conversation and things that are electable, and then there's things that you can do locally, which you can do outside of what's popular.
Yeah.
Rupert hates native Brits. No one thinks Rupert hates native British Islander cultures. This is just so ridiculous. This is so stupid that it's literally you saying, oh, this person hates liberty, why because they're against liberalism? This person hates equality, why because they're against socialism? This person hates authority, why because they're against fascism? It's like, no, these ideologies do not have a monopoly on an individual political position. And if you can't understand that there are people who love England, love Britain, without also being ideologically ethno-nationalists, again,
I feel like I need to repeat this a lot as well, where like, Fist, the very first stream episode we had was called like,
do we need what only spaces?
Which would be hack if we said that now. Now, why did we say that then? Because it wasn't even like 9 months ago.
Because at the time, if I recall, Arvold set up Return to the Land, and the moves from TMZ were like, oh my God, like, you wouldn't allow any Moorish people in the Return of the Land. Like, this is another show. And we were just like, dude, it's in the middle. It's like 50 people in the middle of the Ozarks. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, can't you just like let these people go off and like,
I know, but some
just
people
be
ask,
white by themselves? Like, what the like, they're not running for like the presidency. It's just like a bunch of people in the middle of freaking nowhere wanting to have like a white intentional community. What the fuck is your major malfunction?
I know, but there's a reason why we say moose as well. We could say the J word, but we don't, because back then we're like, oh, you can't even say that back then. Back then, 9 months ago. You don't realize how quickly things are happening. And we talk about this in an online space and whatnot. And then in your mind, it develops an availability heuristic where you're thinking about this and you overestimate how much the average person is thinking about this. Whatever you're looking at, like, it took people, 2 or 3 years to start coming around to what you knew to be true during COVID, right? So you have to understand that where you're at now for a general population is going to be over a year until they even start to come around to what you're espousing.
We are the bleeding edge, basically. You know what I mean, right? Like, and you get, I mean, this is true of the COVID thing, I guess. Although, I mean, there are still some people who are walking around like masked, but there aren't that many.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating that, people take so long to like catch up with stuff. But then again, right, like you got to remember, like people like you and me, that's all we do. That's literally our job. Is just to see what's going on and be the bleeding edge and sort of relate that.
Yes, but that's why my edited content oftentimes is more normie and anti-lefty and like, isn't this lefty stupid? Very general, very broad. Nothing brings in more subscribers than my edited content, and that's more of a general, broad criticizing the left kind of message and whatnot. A little bit of movie stuff in there, a little bit, and then we have the streams and whatnot, right? So like sometimes I'm engaging in a more soft, national, normie messaging, and I feel like Andrew Wilson does that too. There's just people on the internet that think you need to go like hard bleeding edge like all the time. And it's like, no, like there's always going to be people that are leaving the left for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
There's always going to be.
Yeah. Unfortunately, optics figging is a part of democracy. It just is. It cannot be divorced from it, because the way democracy works means that you need to persuade people to your position in order to get them to vote for you. Optics figging is written into the code. Annoying, but that's just the way it is.
Well, because we don't have decisionism, and so we have to act nicer than we actually are. But the left is able to engage in a humanitarian message, and they're lying. I need the right to be better at lying. I get it, Christians. You don't like to lie. Race first, people. You don't have any fucking excuses, okay? I don't know what morality you have where you can't fucking lie politically. Lie. Just lie. Just. I understand you want to kick everybody out and whatnot, okay? Is it palatable? You go, I don't care if it's palatable. Then you fucking wonder why you have such a small amount of fucking support. This is why I like Patriot Front and I like Return to the Land. Because they are pro-white messaging. How often do you hear them?
I can't get on board with the lying, man. Sorry.
I know.
Like,
I wouldn't ask you to do it. I know.
No, I'm just saying, right, it's bad for society, right? You're like pissing in a...
Where we are, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than where we are in society.
The pond is like huge, right? It'll never be overwhelmed with piss. And then 20 years later, the entire pond is filled with piss. And you're like, gee, how did this happen? Well, because everyone kept pissing in the pond.
Sure. And that's that's the dying with the principles, though. Okay, I understand dying with principles. I understand that. Okay, things are very dire right now. Okay, and I'm sure somewhere, someone out there would understand. Dude, just look at how far the left has gotten with lying. And I don't understand the right looks at that and they're like, let's do what the KKK did in the fucking 70s and just say exactly what we want to fucking do, which is just going to put you on a fucking FBI list in fucking 4 years once they take power again. I gotta crash out.
It's not just lying, it's also emotional manipulation. Right, like so this is sort of like
get the fucking job done. I know.
It's like the dark part of optics figging, essentially, right? Is that you can use like emotional manipulation on people, you know.
Yeah, I can feel myself going much more into detail on this. We're probably going to do the Christian Pagan stream soon because I can go into way more detail on it then.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go and watch this video if you want to know the difference. Then you are the person who's the problem, right? This desperation to try and cram everything into a coherent ideological box, and if Rupert doesn't say the magic word that gets him in the ideological box, it's over. Which is what I've heard over and over and over. I don't even know how to describe it. It's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. Then, okay, fine. It would be better if you just gave up then. Right? All achievement is based off of years and years of failure. If you don't have it in you to just endure the things that are not as you would like them to be in this moment, and
this happens to me sometimes too, where I'll hear like whatever Stephen Crowder's position or Andrew Wilson's position, or even like Rupert Lowe saying some of the stuff, and I just go, oh, that's unfortunate. But then there's other people that are like this, very like, oh, that's it. Or Andrew Wilson is pro-Israel, or Stephen Crowder isn't pro-white enough, and it's like, do you know like how large their platforms are, right? The most important thing is Andrew Wilson doesn't even fucking counter-signal Nick Fuentes. Oh my God, I think I'm going to crash out. I'm just going to keep playing this video.
Ardy's about to crash out, chat. Only super chats can save him.
Press on taking step after step after step to climb the mountain to get to the place that you want to be, then what use are you actually? Go back to the Homeland Party, go to whatever other micro right-wing parties there are that are going to preach this ideologically pure line, and watch them fucking destroy themselves because of their quest for ideological purity. We've seen this over and over on the left, and I can't believe that people on the right have learned nothing from the left when it comes to ideological catfighting online. It's ridiculous. But this lack of understanding where the main body of people are compared to you guys, and what your connection, your relationship to those people is, and what your role in all of this is going to be the main problem of the online right, the FNAT online right. And I'm just tired of arguing it. And I'm going to get those people going, oh, you're making us feel bad. Okay, well, I'm sorry to say that, but I think this is what is the case. And if you can't see that, just be angry with me, I guess. Just block me, I guess. Just continue complaining that it's over because Rupert hasn't said, yeah, I'm an FNAT. Or he said, no, I don't like FNATs. Like, it doesn't change any of the policies. Like, nothing has changed. The plan is still deport millions of people.
I feel this all the time where, like, I'm called a miscegenator and whatnot. Of course, there's a big backlash with that. And I'm like, nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is that a few more people have gone to church and a few more people have joined Return to the Land.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's, like, actually really changed. And so there's a difference between getting, which I understand how things are frustrating. I understand that, okay? But I'm having a lower and lower tolerance for people that are pro-white that fucking act black, okay? You're supposed to have low time preference, okay? You're supposed to have delayed gratification, okay? You're supposed to be able to be fucking strategic.
I think there's sort of like a weird apocalyptic strain that like runs through. You see it in both the left and the right. This idea, like you saw it a lot in the sort of anti-COVID tards, right?
Yeah.
They're like, tomorrow, if everyone would just wake up and overthrow things, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
but I don't know what's Fed posting and what's not anymore. That's what's becoming very frustrating. It's because now, what was Fed posting like 2 years ago? People were like, yeah, there's no other option but violence. So I'm like, okay, so then what would make it a Fed post? And I see some things that NatSox post, and I go, so what would be a Fed post then for some of the things that I see that are fucking posted? And now that people have like, there's like Fed jacketing and saying people are Feds, and it's like, what about just a classic, just like mom used to make Fed post? I don't even see those being called out anymore.
Fed
all
posting
over fucking. It's the fog of war right now. I don't know what's considered a Fed post and what's not.
Back in my day, we had proper Fed posting, just like Mama used to make.
She'd
cover her Fed posts with apple in a nice pastry and leave it to bake in the oven for 8 hours. Now that's a Fed post, not like these newfangled Fed posts filled with artificial flavorings.
Throw it in the microwave.
So you throw it in the microwave, throw it in Twitter, and it's ready in like 5 minutes.
Back in my day, you had to wait for a Fed post.
The plan is still make the British government work for the British people. The plan is still fix the police, bring back death penalties, lock up criminals, other criminals, presumably we don't give death penalty, establish strong nuclear energy for the country. The plan is still all of the things that they want to do. It's just you're like, well, if Rupert doesn't use my ideological language, then it's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Not just because it's a ridiculous purity test in and of itself, but that you would fail this quickly. It's like, oh no, Rupert's not saying my thing. We're going to quit. Rupert's been dragged through the mud over you guys being in the party. He was asked to disavow Steve Laws. Tommy Robinson, he hasn't disavowed anyone.
So this is very important as well, okay? So he was asked to disavow Steve Laws, and even if you're like dismissive or you're like, whatever, I don't care, like they want you to call him a Newtsie and you're not, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's an in between where you just no sell it. You just go, no, I don't have an issue, and you just sidestep it. But sometimes that's not good enough, and it's like, no, you have to praise him and feel the same way we feel about him. It's like, dude, he's not throwing him under the fucking bus, okay? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. If he wanted to throw him under the bus, he fucking would.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
He was like, oh, you're just going to allow Steve Laws and all these other FNATs in your party. And he was like, I'm not auditing my membership. You should have taken that as a fucking signal.
Yes.
That's, I'm not kicking you out. I mean, he literally isn't kicking you out. Nigel Farage would have you out like that, right? But he's not kicking you out. So obviously he feels there is a place for you. He recognizes it needs to be a big tent. You need to recognize what your position in this organizational structure is. And if you can't do that, you can't help. So it'd be better if you were just outside, again, pulling politics to the right, which is where we want to go, obviously, without having you being a constant thorn in everyone's side. This is not constructive. And so you can be like, yeah, but my feelings are hurt, my ego is bruised, and it's like, yeah, well, you're the one who started the little anonymous account. Like, this is the bottom of the totem pole. You decided to put yourself on because it was the safest place to do what you thought necessary to do. Okay. I'm not judging you. I don't think that's bad. Like I said, I praise the online right for the things that they're doing, but you've got to understand.
But they want it all. And that's what it feels like sometimes. They want too much without having to put enough skin into the game. Speaking of putting skin in the game, fellas, let me brighten up my day and talk about Patriot Front. What I have done for Return to the Land, I hope to do right now for Patriot Front. I demystified Return to the Land. Now I understand a little bit more about Patriot Front. Much smaller group, much more insular, but they like that. They're very uncompromising. They don't take any donations. They would rather that you join than give them money. Okay, so let me just give you a little intro.
Why you joining the Navy?
Ask me that dumbass question.
It's either this or I go to jail.
Cause I'm a fucking idiot. Cause I got 10 grand out of it.
To become a United States American citizen.
Why did you join Patriot Front?
Because I couldn't sit down and do nothing while I saw everything burn.
To serve my nation in a meaningful way.
Why did you join Patriot Front?
To save my nation.
Because I couldn't stand to see the cultural rot of my nation and not do anything about it.
Cool guys and brotherhood and accountability.
Be part of a brotherhood and collective that is upwards pointing and shared my ideals.
Reclaim America. Save the country. Save our nation.
Express my First Amendment rights, support the American people because voting doesn't work.
Why did you join Patriot Front?
I want to productively and ethically support the ideals that I have and be a positive change in the world that I know is possible when good men work together in unison.
Why did you join Patriot Front?
I didn't.
Why did you join Patriot Front?
I joined a brotherhood to make a difference in the nation, for my children and the posterity of America.
How do you feel about your husband being in Patriot Front?
Really good. I think he's doing a good deed.
So, reasons for joining Patriot Front. And he talked to Frojax. Now, if you want to see their footage from July 4th, they were covering the entire time Patriot Front. That's on their Rumble, Frojax's Rumble. They actually, one of the few searches that actually pops up when you search them. And they sat down with Thomas Rousseau, and let's just get some things out of the way.
Have you got that clip of them on the train with Patriot Front boys being all like nice and wholesome and stuff?
I don't see it right now. It was somewhere. I don't know where it is, but yeah. So I want to just clear things up. There's a lot of questions people have. So this is different than Return to the Land. It's different rules. It's a little more stringent. Okay, but I want you to hear him explain typically how Fed operations go.
Or blow something up to make sure that they really want to do it and they have a solid case, because federal courts have federal prosecutors have something like a 90+% conviction rate. That's not by accident, that's by design, because they make sure to give people as much rope as they can to hang themselves with. So that's why. And then right before it happens, right before the shooting or the blowing up or the criminal activity happens, they swoop in and they arrest these people. Right? It's specific. It's timely. It does not last a decade. It does not include hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people spread across the entire continent. So if that's what people think it is, it doesn't make sense. If that's what it was, why are we peaceful? Why are we law-abiding? Why do we have specific internal as well as external disclaimers that prohibit anything to do with violence?
So I recently said that I was reading comments that said they tried to join and they asked questions about violence and they did not accept people that said anything remotely fucking close to yes when it came to any sort of violence. That's how fucking stringent they are.
Nice.
Or firearms or weapons. You know, you can look at that march and see hundreds and hundreds of men. There's not so much as a little Swiss Army knife in anybody's pocket. There's not so much as a corkscrew. Really, sincerely, we checked twice, thrice to everybody. So again, if we were a federal ploy, why would we do that? We were originally planning.
So there seems to be much more. This is much more self-improvement. Return to Land, much more building, connecting, networking. This, much less networking. You're in their tribe. And this is way more revolving around self-improvement. And so it's going to be more stringent to get in. And a part of that process of being stringent is you being patient and just, if you don't know what to do, then you're, it's literally, a part of their process is intuitive if you just fucking get it or not, which he'll cover.
To look around, the Capitol and find an open spot. And we were talking with the police, because the police show up and they say, hey, where are you going? What can we do to make sure everything's smooth? And the police aren't doing that because they like us. They're doing it because they don't want trouble on their big day, because their bosses would be really upset if things went haywire on the 4th of July. So, we made sure to tell them, hey, I don't want to go into any restricted areas. I'm not going to block any sidewalks. I'm not going to block entrance or access to any buildings, et cetera, et cetera. We were very cooperative to make sure we were legal and law abiding. And every single cop I passed that day, within reason, of course, achieved some or received some kind of exculpatory, innocence proving statement from me to make sure that we were just there to speak and assemble and go home in one piece. Other Fed things, they say, oh, well, it's the SPLC that's paying me. I do not have millions of dollars from the SPLC. I've been sued a number of times. That's very much public record. And if I had millions of dollars sitting around from the SPLC, I'm sure some of those lawyers would be very happy to come and take it. But I don't. That money does not exist. We are not funded. We are funded by members. And you may be thinking, how possibly do they do these grand scale things? You, yes, you viewer, even you, I hope so, can buy a blue shirt and a Metro card. It's actually very simple. You'd be surprised. Actually, go watch the 4th of July fireworks show.
These are working men with families and whatnot who have extra income. And so they're very, very self-sufficient within the collective.
Every single one of those people bought the clothes on their back and bought a Metro card to get there, right? It's very possible. It's very feasible.
And so this creates a certain kind of man. Like, do you deserve to go if you can't provide these base level things for yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And for other things, camp stew, lodging, very cheap. We don't load up everybody at expensive hotels, right? The men camped and they woke up early.
Yeah, have you done that? I've done that when traveling on road trips. I find a place to camp for fucking $20. I just have a 3 foot by 3 foot tent that I have. Way cheaper.
Those things can all be handled for usually less than $25 a head. And these events happen just a few times a year. It's eminently affordable. It's eminently reasonable. What are some of the other common Fed jacketing things? I might be leaving a few things out, but so the police, we don't need a permit. How do they get permits for this? You don't actually need a permit to show up and demonstrate. My permit is the Constitution of the United States. My permit is the First Amendment. You do not need one. Sometimes you do need a permit to do specific things that we don't do. If I wanted to build a stage on the National Mall, we would need a permit. If I wanted to for sure block traffic along a certain area for a parade route, you would need a permit. If I wanted to break certain noise ordinance violations, I would need a permit. We don't do those things. We are quick, in and out, temporary, and we don't have anything that we need to do that would require a permit. And especially in DC, the police don't want to just tell you that, no, you can't assemble. Because if we show up and they say, nope, everybody go home, you're not allowed to demonstrate in Washington, D.C. today, we could reasonably come back and sue them for an insane amount of money. And they're so cooperative, and they will let you assemble as long as you're following all the laws, because that's happened to them, right? This precedent that has been set. So no, we don't need permits. I think I've covered a lot of things there. I don't want violence. I don't want violence. And if anybody thinks, oh, well, Patriot Front's going to be taken over or blah, 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 by people who want violence, I don't want that. I don't want chaos. I don't want civil war. I don't want destruction. What we're doing is working. Our organizing in a peacetime scenario is working, is productive, and I prefer the conditions that I'm familiar with and I know are amenable to our growth to those that I do not. So there's a quick gambit of all the Fed jacketing nonsense.
Yeah, Jackson and I are not spokespersons for Patriot Front, but we do tend to show you guys a lot of support on.
See, that's what I like. They operate peripherally. They are not involved in any official capacity, but they choose to use their time to spotlight and platform these organizations.
Social media, and people reach out to me, both of us, regularly with pieces of skepticism. And one of the common ones that I see is the SPLC accusation. And a simple Google search, if you just read the indictments, none of the members are mentioned in the indictments, yet people think vehemently that that is the case. So whether that's proof that people are not sentient and do not do their own thinking, or if it's proof that propaganda is incredibly effective, I'm not sure, probably a little bit of both. I suspect you guys had an explosion of applications after the 4th March. Up to this point, it seems like tight leadership.
And so you have to remember that Return to the Land has way more people, okay? And I had somebody, a couple people ask me, hey, it's been like a week or two. What do I do? Like, I fucking work there. They're asking me. They've applied to return to the land. They're like, you did this to me. Why is it taking 2 weeks? And I explained they're getting an unbelievable influx of people, and I've heard that it's common that it takes a couple of weeks. Now, this is going to be a little bit different with Patriot Front. Return to the Land is for casuals. Obviously not just casuals. Eric, you know what I mean, okay? It's a much larger umbrella. Patriot Front is if you want to fucking get fit and be a part of like a troop and a fucking unit of people. Much more diehard. I would describe it that way.
Is what keeps you guys focused and above board. I guess, how do you plan to scale vetting in order to handle all the growth that you're likely to see
Great fucking question.
Prevent, optical disasters from, individual actions, let's say.
Right. Well, I would rather have slow vetting than no vetting. right? I would rather it be inefficient than lower our standards. If we ever come to a question of that, we will not lower our standards for volume. But yes, we have received thousands, capital T, thousands of applications since the action. We are on track to potentially, if everything goes well, right, knock on wood, you don't want to count your interviewees before they hatch. That's something I say. But, we could add hundreds of members to the organization. And everybody just thinks, oh, well, those are hundreds more guys in a column marching, which is all great. But what really matters is those are hundreds of guys spread across the entire country. Those are hundreds of guys attending their gym. Those are hundreds of guys, attending the family event, participating in business networks, right? Working on a local level to make sure that there's yard signs in a town near you and everything in between. Potentially staffing or being involved in conventional political programs, as well as any other self-improvement shindig that you can imagine, right? That is really where the scale comes into it. So Patriot Front already has leaders. We have 22 networks spread across the entire country, and we're looking to add a few more in the year to come. And when it comes to the specifics about scaling,
no one knows about this. And isn't that how it should be? I love how everyone's like, well, why don't I know about it? It's like, okay, well, you're going to complain about their OPSEC and call them feds, but then at the same time, you have no idea how it works because they don't fucking tell you exactly how they do everything.
No, listen, they're not feds. They're completely, look, I have become like quite sensitive to the Fed smell.
Yeah.
And these guys, they're not like weirdos. They're not like off the chain. They're not calling for like any kind of like revolution or anything. These are completely the wrong kind of guys that you would want if they were like a Fed group. I'm just saying.
LP, Hypocrite, who has just been killing it lately with covering a lot of this stuff, did a half-an-hour video saying X started purging accounts after Patriot Front went viral. Have you seen that? How they,
I
made an account and then it
purge.
got like banned like almost immediately.
Yep.
So they are being censored like how Nick Fuentes used to be, and now he's not. And if you want to see my most recent video to see how much degeneracy he pushes, once he became mainstream, it may make your ears perk up. So I'm almost done with this.
Obviously, a lot of this is proprietary, and I can't tell you everything. But we have already responded pretty well with elasticity to the demands. We have already broken our all-time records 3 nights in a row for how many interviews we have ever conducted in a single night. That continues to grow. Projections continue to rise, and we are having experienced men staff these jobs so that we can easily scale these things. And I am fully confident that we will be able to handle this, and this will be a permanent upgrade to the scale and the regimentation of our vetting process. And, whenever pressure is applied to any of your systems, you understand where any weak points are, and you can shore those up.
And so this is why this works so well in tandem with our TTL. They're not competing with each other. They both serve white men, but you raise a family on our TTL's property or within that network and whatnot, right? I'm sure Patriot Front has family events, right?
Yeah, he said they do, yeah.
Yeah. This is much more, as he said, 22 networks across the country. He doesn't want your money. He wants your fucking investment, okay? These two together work very well, and you decide which one you would want to lean more toward.
Yep.
That's just basic logistics and organizing and administration, something which I have a lot of experience in. But we're doing very well. We're doing very well. We are interviewing people all the time. If you have applied to the organization, and considering how many people have applied, some of you are definitely listening, you have not received a response, that is either...
This I love. I love this honesty. He's already trying to ward people off that are fucking weak, okay?
Because your application was denied. I'm sorry. Maybe you're just a conservative. Bless your heart. Listen to our content. Catch up. You'll get there.
You'll get there.
And otherwise, it may take you some time. Realize that you're probably 1,000 people back in line, and it is going to take some time. But again, nothing worth doing ever comes immediately nor easily, right? The vetting process itself is a selection factor. Somebody's patience and diligence and willingness to persist and get involved is part of the vetting. We don't want things to be as easy as possible. We could have just a slap on the back and you're in vetting process, but that's not what membership is like. Membership takes sacrifice, challenges. You have to figure things out. You have to take initiative with your own noggin, with your thoughts, and find ways to solve problems. And we want those types of men. So people who do not know how to bear inconvenience, people who do not know how to manage their time or their patience will not have a great time in our vetting process, even on the best of days. So that's my answer.
I love it, dude.
We're talking about...
I love it, but I've never heard about the vetting process and stuff like that. Usually it's more of like a casual conversation. So definitely watch this if you want like a very non-normie, more so it's kind of investigative because I ask very quality questions and things that people need to hear if they're thinking about joining. So I now cede my time to the fist.
Okay, so we got What do we got to finish? Oh wait, should we do like super chats before we
Yeah, just clear it out a little bit.
Okay.
You know,
we got
get it out of the chamber.
Okay. New GM for $20.
Rocking everywhere.
He's indeed. Where hey Nuge, how you doing, mate? This money is for the campaign to get Ardy to do a video book review on one of the Quan Mills classics, like This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib, Your Mama on Crack Rock, or the true classic Pastors Eat. I don't know.
Pussa. The pussa.
Pussa too. We need this.
No, try and say it like a black guy. It's pussa.
Pussa.
Thank you. Yeah, now you're cool.
Quan Mills. Is that real or
I don't know. Maybe it could be. Some of them are named Quan. Who would have known? Thank
Theodore
you.
McCarthy for $10.
Oh, Theo!
The problem with Lowe's anti-nationalist spiel is that he used the same rhetoric as people who supported the Grape Gangs. Of course, that would piss people off. He needs to learn to watch his mouth. He's a boomer, mate.
I 100% expect Theodore to say that.
Yeah,
definitely. Yes,
he's a boomer, right? He's got to whisper to the boomers, like, and he's got to take time to percolate, unfortunately. But
the man's trying to win over here, and I mean, I think it seems like his strategy was to get the more fervent people on board early, right?
Yes.
And then now that he has the more fervent people on board, he's like, well, there's more of the rest of the fucking country to get elected.
Yeah, it's democracy, man. Sunday Mass for $20.
Hey, Sunday. Hey.
That's some great math there, Sunday. Trent Horton made a video on the pro-life abolitionist where he explained why it's morally acceptable to compromise in the pro-life movement if it will save some lives instead of stalling progress that isn't total abolishment.
Dude, this is just going to be so perfect for the paganism and Christianity conversation, dude. I'll formulate that in the background. We'll probably do that in the next couple of weeks. I can feel it building.
Matty Ice for $20. Man, the Chads are
Jesus Christ, mate.
It is. I'm gonna have to get some more stickies.
Fucking hell.
You guys have any hot takes on any of that Charlie Kirk stuff? Apparently, Kirk's security was talking with Shapiro and Tim Pool while in the van to the hospital. Clandis Ovens is stupid, but there is some weird stuff. Yeah, it's a glow up.
I mean, you described it perfectly.
Yeah.
There's not. I can't say any hot take. I would have to make up something fucking insane at this point to give you a hot take. Okay.
I just don't know, mate. Right? Like it's like 9/11, right? You're never gonna know, right? Like what's gonna happen is that they'll cover it all up, and you'll just be left with this like bad smell. Oh, actually, you know what occurred to me the other day is that with every glow up, they're basically sort of turning legitimacy into force. If you think about it, it's like if legitimacy is like a finite amount, then every single time they do some glow up like this, right? They're like, oh, we got away from it, but it just shrinks legitimacy. They're basically taking their stock of legitimacy and turning it into like hard political outcomes. I guess because they don't care, or they're like, oh, who needs legitimacy? Because this is one of the things. Like every single time there's a 9/11, every single time there's like some kind of glow up, and it goes unexplained, and everyone's like, so I don't know exactly happened, but I know that like whatever happened is not the thing that they told me what happened.
When something doesn't add up, it reminds you of the last time something didn't add up, and then the last time something didn't add up.
Correct. Colin Christensen for $50.
You heard the man. The man said Sneed.
Well, look at that. Look at you city boys coming up in here looking for some of our Sneed. We got the feed, but Sneed is not for you city slicker type. Sneed is a country product. And we grow our own Sneed in this here part. None of them artificial flavors. Our Sneed is organic, just like Mama used to make. Thank you very much.
And just like that, fellas.
And now the Chad does what the Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
And this breaks my heart, but that's just really suspicious that somebody would be so kind and not even write anything out. I mean,
oh, you're on the payroll of the Jews.
I got my eye on you is all I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, the only possible explanation. Thank you very much, Colin. Right, I think we get a Chad towards the end, walking in. Thank you. Chad Sunday math again for $5. That delayed vetting is what my labor union uses too. Ooh,
wow.
See, right? See,
that's how you get the fucking diehards, kid.
like Lindsay is saying, you know what I mean, right? Like the right hand learns from the left hand and then washes the butt, right? And so the butt crack, right, is like the nexus of the left and the right hands as it, you know, fondles the cheeks.
No, I know what you're saying, and I got one from a Rumble over here.
Excuse me.
Rumby.
Yeah, I got another one while you're. Oh, no,
no, me. The Great Inquisitor, $10. Thank you. I've been watching the stream from the beginning. It'd be super cool if you kept going until the end and then restarted the stream at 3 a.m. Thanks, guys. Wow, that finally made it over to Rumble. I think that's the first restart from Rumble that I've seen. Very much appreciated, dude. Thanks.
Zeno McCarthy for $5. Part of being a political leader is learning to avoid statements that offend your supporters. Yeah, unfortunately true.
Well, which you're going to disappoint people. Trust me. I know this. Only having 13,000 subscribers, you're going to disappoint people no matter what you say, though. So you're kind of it's a trade-off because it's politics, right? You're just choosing who you're going to kind of rub the wrong way.
Man, new GM for $5. Yes, Quan Mills is real, and Ardy will do a book review. I'm looking it up, and it is. It's
like he's my manager over here.
Look at this. Look at this shit, man.
This guy is telling me when I'm gonna a book review. It's a book review.
My psycho baby daddy.
Oh God, no! No. Listen to me.
Why my baby mama is a loser. These look great.
A book
Thanks,
review.
Nuge.
No, I would have to do a movie review. Do you know that there's a production company? Don't ask me how I know. It's like a black guy and maybe like 10 of his friends that make a movie a week for like the past 2 years.
No way.
They make like 50 movies a year and they fucking look terrible. There's a streaming service with them. I'll do that. You'll hate it, but I'll do it.
Just John, please, for $5. Queen Disclowens.
Oh yeah, Clandis Ovens. As some
and Sunday Mass for $2. Everybody needs a sneeze.
Yes. Everybody, mate.
The old Beatles song. Hang on, I've lost my place in the stack. Wait, where was I?
Not a problem. Stack retired.
Okay, so you may be surprised to know, chat. Right, I was also surprised. The Iran war hasn't finished, and looks like it'll probably grind on for years and years and years. Imagine my shock, because when Trump said look, Mossad said it'll be like an easy in and out 2 weeks, bro. Right, don't worry about it. Why you were panicking? I totally believe it, because one of the things that you've got to understand, Ardy, right, that I understand but you don't because of my massive political brain, right, is that wars are easy, mate, right? They're simple, okay? Wars start when you want them to, and they finish when you want to, right? So you can literally you start a war in the morning before your morning coffee, right, and it's over before you had your croissant in the afternoon. That's how war is, right? And all of you panicans out there saying that this war is going to drag out and grind on and may cause some kind of economic crisis, I don't want to hear it, right?
Look at that face.
Oh yeah, look at that face. So Iran struck some ships because they were using the American corridor. Yes, the Americans have a corridor now that goes around the tip of Oman. The Iranians are hang on, you can't just start another corridor. The Americans are yeah, but we're America, fuck you. And then Iran hit a few ships, and now it's on again. It's on flying.
It's on, baby.
It's on. Now, it is currently Friday afternoon, which means that over the weekend is probably when there'll be most of the brouhaha because the markets are closed. This is one of the most reliable indicators of how America fights its wars now, basically. Right? You wait until the markets to close on a Friday, then you do all the crap, and then just before the markets open on Monday, you come out and say, actually, Iran wants a deal. We've got a great deal. Peace is on the horizon. Don't worry about it. We're going to have enough oil, more oil than you've ever seen. And then the markets recover, and they do
the best part about that is how fucking mad that has to make socialists and communists. They're see capitalism, and I'm yeah, but it pisses you off, doesn't it? That's how we tell. That's how we tell time here is with money, motherfucker. Okay.
The U.S. oil reserves, strategic petroleum reserve, is still very, very low. There's probably a ton of glowies and military adjacent people working at the moment to source oil from all over the world. They're probably buying it on the download from Russia. I've got no idea, right? I don't know the details of any of this. but logic dictates that America surely is trying to like source like oil. In case you guys are wondering, by the way, the bottleneck is not oil per se. The bottleneck is refined petroleum products. The bottleneck is in refining. Okay.
Yeah.
Because not only did a bunch of like refineries in the Middle East get hit, Ukraine is now going out of their way to like bomb as many Russian refineries as they can get their hands on. So it's not quite so much that we don't have enough oil. It's that we are low on refined petroleum products, and that's going to have severe knock-on effects. But it's probably going to be fine. And the reason apparently why Trump, said the MOU is over and all that kind of stuff, I mean, apart from like, the missiles hitting the ship, is that Mossad told him that the Iranians are going to assassinate him. Now, there's one thing that I know about the Mossad, right? It's like if they give you like intelligence that's related to one of the Israel's core interests, you can take that intelligence to the bank. They would never be the kind of people to like just make stuff up, unlike every other fucking intelligence agency that exists.
A new Iranian plot to assassinate Trump. According to the Wall Street Journal, with new reporting this hour, Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S., which suggests Iran was plotting a new plan to kill President Trump. Now, Israel is not commenting thus far, but President...
How would this help Iran? Right? Does anyone's like, okay, like let's just...
This is your arena, okay? You're supposed to tell me.
For a bit, okay, right? So the Iranians kill Trump, and then Vance becomes vice president, and that's going to get the Americans, right, to be like, oh, well, I guess we're not going to go to war with Iran now. Are you fucking high? Like,
yeah, but Israel hasn't commented on this yet, as she said.
Trump did bring this topic up multiple times yesterday. It was clearly on his mind. He talked about how his life could be at risk and mentioned specifically that he is Iran's top target.
They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw a thing this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely.
Can we see this kill list, perchance? I mean, I just don't believe anything like this. Okay, right? It might be true, but my instinct leads towards skepticism because the Israelis like want the war so bad.
People, I'm number one. I may be gone too because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against your
I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
I'm number one on the list. You know why? It's because I'm fabulous. I'm number one in everything. And I'm also on the top of the Iranian kill list. It's a great list. I looked at all the other people on the list and I was like, now that's a great list. But I'm on the top. I'm number one.
Now, you see him there speaking on a plane here in that last clip. That was on board Air Force One, the old Air Force One, right, that he's gotten rid of because he has the new $400 million presidential jet that he was given by a foreign country, Middle Eastern country, Qatar. According to 4 U.S. officials, the reason Trump was forced to swap the jets while he was at the NATO event in Turkey was because of security concerns. 2 official sources tell CNN that the newer plane did not possess the same capabilities to ensure its quote-unquote safety in international settings.
Right. Okay. So this is because Trump was at the NATO conference in Ankara. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So this was all over mainstream media. A source said that the Israeli report is viewed in part as a piece of broader Israeli effort to influence Trump's decision-making on Iran. Right? 2 sources familiar with recent U.S. intelligence said the intelligence community is tracking several actors who have discussed attacks but haven't taken action. And one said that U.S. intelligence agencies have been concerned that Iran would target a number of current or former senior officials. The Israelis are like basically saying, they want to kill you. You got to go in the war and stuff like that. Fuentes breaks this down like pretty well.
Yep.
Exclusive in the Wall Street Journal, they say that Israel briefed the Trump administration on a new Iranian plot to kill Trump. Well, that's really convenient timing, isn't it? So there was another Iranian plot to kill Trump during the presidential election. Only Israel knew about it. And they told Trump, and that sabotaged the peace process the first time. And now that the Trump administration is working to make this peace deal with Iran and force Israel to be a party to it, Israel once again has received their own intelligence that Iran's trying to kill Trump again. That's crazy. It seems like the Iranians only want to kill Trump when they're about to make peace with him. The thing that Israel wants to happen the least. Convenient how that works out. And Israel's the only one that gets the intelligence. Iran only wants to kill Trump right before they make a deal. And Israel's the only country that knows about it. And coincidentally, the last thing they want is a deal. That's crazy how the way that works out. I guess it's just like so lucky. It's like Hashem is looking out for them all the time. We'll get into that as well. I do worry because you almost wonder, are the Israelis going to take out Trump? Blame Iran? Vice president steps up. We have to go to war. That might be a little far-fetched, but
is it though? Like really? I mean, how badly does Israel want this war, right? I mean, you know, it seems like they regard it as an existential issue, right? Like from their point of view, it seems to be that it's existential that they go to war with Iran, Syria, Lebanon, Turkey, Egypt. Like, you know, otherwise they'll never be safe, bro. You know?
Yeah.
It's like having a troon in charge of like a country. You know what I mean? Benny Boy Shapiro, of course, is jubilant that the war's starting back up, right? Like, I mean, you know, you think he'd be like, oh no, war is bad. But no, not for old Benny Boy.
It is now time to force them to the floor. If this is just another of the myriad twists and turns in the journey of life, if it turns out that this is just prelude to another set of dumb negotiations where we completely misinterpret what they want, if this is just prelude to, oh no, the MOU is still on, it was just tit for tat, then this will not end and it will not get better. And believe you me, right around the time of the election, the Iranians will shut the strait to screw Trump right before the midterms because they know that the Democrats will be far friendlier. So what exactly could be done? Well, first, we could force open the strait. I know we haven't even tried it. We didn't try it. We could do it. We could.
Really, Ben? Right? Like, could we? I mean, I'm just like, how? Like,
But if you think that the U.S. military does not have contingency plans for opening the Strait of Hormuz along with our allies, you're out of your mind. We do. We just decided we didn't want to because we got chicken.
Now, you know what that look means, right? That means that he's seen some plan. Okay.
Look at his face.
Right? He's seen, like, you know, the proposed plan to open the Strait of Hormuz. My guess is that most actual military and intelligence analysts know this would be a very, very stupid idea. Okay, like what they're gonna park an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Strait of Hormuz and like make like a no-fly zone over it or something. I just okay, fucking whatever, Ben.
With Saudi. And we were told by our magical negotiators that a deal was in the offing, which was a lie. It wasn't true. And we could open the strait. We could destroy Harg Island, which is their oil export facility. We could destroy the South Pars gas field. We could basically put their economy on unsupportable legs. We could put the regime into its death throes. Those are all.
Wait, but Ben, wouldn't that kill millions of innocent people? Like, wouldn't completely collapsing the entire economy of a country of 90 million people, wouldn't that potentially cause millions of avoidable deaths?
Right.
Of course. They don't care about any of that, right? Like, it's weird. It's weird how little they care about like other people. Right, like in like mass deaths. It's when they got the bit between their teeth. Just saying.
All things that we could do, or we could just walk away and let our allies do any or all of those things. We could do any of those things. But here's the thing: we should not do: demonstrate weakness by going back to the table and pretending once again that they are reasonable, rational people.
Pretending is fun.
Yeah, I mean Ben Shapiro talking about reasonable and rational people. I'm just saying. Right. So. The NATO summit was, I don't know, it was a bit of a shit show. I mean, you know, you've seen this all before. Zelensky was there being like, please, I need some more money for peace. The Russian, any day now, we will be defeating the Russians. And then we will have peace. And through Ukrainian spit, we will drive them back to Russia. Oh, God. Fucking Russia's taken Konstantinovka. Probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it's like one of the fortress cities. In Ukraine, and they're probably going to go on to like the next two. It's a fucking shit show. Ukraine's just been like missile striking Russian refineries and stuff inside like Russia. It's going great.
They are such little flirts with that. Like, do it or don't.
I know. They're very flirty. So there was the NATO summit in Ankara, and one of the funniest things to come out of it, right, was that Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan presented custom engraved Turkish-made Salimar's SR-38 revolvers with live ammunition to all of the heads of state as a farewell gift. Each weapon was personalized with the recipient's name engraved on it. Because the value of these high-end ceremonial pistols heavily exceeds shared diplomatic gift limits, none of the leaders are legally permitted to keep them for personal use.
Did Keir Starmer look at the gun through his fingers, covering his face?
When I just imagine these like cucked these Euro cuck leaders, right? Like Canada and stuff, like looking at like a handgun and being like, "Oh my god, it's a nuclear bomb," right? It's a fucking handgun. Like, what the fuck is
but what if it shoots me?
Oh, what? Yeah, like just by itself. You just be like, don't worry, there's no black people around.
Right. You know, hey, it's technically ceremonial. Maybe one of the migrants can carry around a ceremonial fucking revolver.
And so they took these beautiful revolvers. Look at that.
Gorgeous creature.
Fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, like Steve Irwin.
Mate, it's got like carved hand grips. It's like all like chromed up. Mate, come on. That is a nice gift. It's got like a ceremonial box and everything, right? And all of the cuck leaders were like, "Oh, we can't even bring it back to the country. Oh,
can't even bring it back to the country?
Yep, can't even bring it back, right? It's illegal, don't you know?" So Keir Starmer, the two-tier Lama Hama, refused to bring the weapon back to the UK and left it with British officials in Ankara to be fully decommissioned. They're going to take these beautiful firearms, and the first thing they're going to do is decommission them. So they're going to plug up the barrels and like file off the firing pin.
Like that would be a joke that is made as like a goof of like. Yeah. I bet you know what I bet they would do. I bet they would decommission them.
Yeah.
So where you live is beyond parody. Just I don't know if you're aware of that.
So they can never be used in violence. What is the worry? Like, are they worried like Ursula von der Leyen is going to go crazy in the European Parliament and just start like plugging people?
Do your police have guns?
Sorry?
Do your police have guns?
They've got like a special tactical unit that's allowed to have them, but if they shoot anyone, then they'll get arrested. So I'm not even joking, right? Like, yeah.
I knew you knew my next question was. Yeah. Please tell me, are you joking?
I'm not joking.
It's that my brain still doesn't understand. I'm trying.
So, Ursula von der Leyen accepted the gesture and plans to donate the decommissioned firearm to a military museum. Yeah. Antonio Costa's team took the weapon for safety checks before transferring it to Belgium. That's not what I've heard. What I've heard, actually, is that the Belgian Prime Minister, what's his name? Like Van der Poop or something like that, right? He got it back to Belgium before he realized what it was. And they were like, "Oh my God, it's a gun! Oh my God! Somebody protect me!" Right? So like they're just the most insatiable cucks. Here's Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney talking about it.
It's not what I expected. Struck me that my gift of maple syrup kind of undermatched.
Chat, how much do you think this pistol is like worth?
How much of a coincidence is it that it's pointed at his head after he said that?
With the compliment, I just think this is just a massive flex by the Turks. Just being like, look at what cucks you are. Can't even give you like a pistol to take back. You know, like get up.
Actually, whatever it was, 357 caliber or whatever.
I don't
fucking know. He sounded like such a female just then. I don't fucking know. It's a fucking like Dodge Charger that's like fucking Kenny Red or something like that. I don't fucking know.
I mean, who knows about guns? Oh God, gross.
But I also the next thing that went through my mind was, okay, this is something for the War Museum or the CAF, a CAF museum or something like that, where it's interesting and it relates to NATO and the bigger picture of that. And so what's happened is,
wait, hang on, I got it. Look at how beautiful that is.
I'm sorry, who's that going to?
That's the one that went to Mark Carney. Man, that is a beautiful piece of hardware. It's got like a nice like sight on it, carved wood grip. Oh man,
that can fit some fat fingies.
Better take it away and destroy it immediately.
I have a little bit. Kick it back on it.
Even got ammo in the box. Fucking awesome, man.
it's with the RCMP. It's been decommissioned because it's not a legal firearm in Canada, and I certainly don't have a license for it. It's not what I expected.
It's not what I expected. Arden,
Like,
I will shoot you that link, mate.
Does that exude power to the rest of the fucking world?
No, it totally
that's
doesn't.
supposed to be demoralizing.
It makes you look like the pussies, which you absolutely are, right? Like, you don't even pretend to understand military force, right? And
exuding
they'll go in like order, like missile strikes, and then when it comes to actually pick up a pistol, they're like, I don't like it. What the fuck is wrong
the
with you?
least honorable thing possible.
Least honorable thing possible. So Belgian PM Bart de Puppenweber unknowingly brought home a loaded personalized revolver. Oh my god. And then like what happened? What, he like whipped it out in the airport and started like plugging people? No, fucking of course he didn't. Like what the the European like hysteria over handguns is just, it's painful, right?
Right.
It wasn't open until the delegation landed in Belgium, where they discovered the gun and the ammunition. Oh my god. It was immediately handed over to airport police, and its fate is still undecided. Dun, dun.
So dramatic.
Okay. No, wait, hang on. There's a community note. What does the community note say? Yeah, it wasn't loaded. It was provided. See, this they'll be like, oh my god, did you see that there were bullets also in the box? It's loaded.
Yeah, dude, try and get the bullets out with your fingers. They're like in there really well. They're not meant to be like taken out.
Can't even
quickly.
Can't even tell the difference between a loaded and unloaded firearm. These are the people running fucking like Europe.
These are the people murdering people across the fucking world.
Painful. That's the end of my stack. Oh, super chat. We got super chats. Okay.
Good,
so,
mate.
yeah.
People
So there
are
you
good
go.
for it, mate.
You're all caught up. The war's still going on. No new wars. No new wars.
Hold on.
I will bring peace across the planet, except when I don't.
I need to share this very quickly.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, cool. Let's go.
So, right-wing propaganda, but it's literally just a random commercial from the 80s.
You're looking good. You've come so far. We know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. To let the best of men to get. On so many faces, it's plain to see. We give you all we have to give, for all a man can be. Whether
Go to the moon!
You're the champion.
Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip.
Right-wing propaganda, but it's just a fucking random commercial from the 80s. Hurts. It hurts to watch that.
I actually remember this ad.
That's
right?
fucking wild.
Yeah, and then Gillette went totally woke about shit. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were all like, they did that whole series.
Trans son.
They did that whole series about like, the black dude like stopping the guy and being like, it's like, yeah, we used to be a proper country,
Right. But do you hear that? It's as if we live in the same country. We used to be a proper country, and that makes sense in Canada, the United States, Australia, the UK. Fellas, it's global whites. That is your nation, okay?
America is still a proper country than Canada, the UK, Australia.
Well,
right?
you can be an abo and create an American. Okay, so I'm not really happy right now, but we're going to finish out the stream strong and be nice and happy.
Right. New GM for $5. Ardy, do the book review and you'll be a star. It will be you.
Where are you getting this from that I should do a fucking book review? Where do you get these ideas from?
I'll take a look at it, mate. Maybe I'll do something.
Yeah, when I'm sleeping in my feety pajamas, Fisk can read it to me and I can take notes.
Colin Christensen for $5. No, you guys need to review Buck Breaking by Tariq Nasheed.
Tariq Nasheed called me a white supremacist. There's still a picture of it somewhere on the internet.
You must be very proud. Sunday
It definitely woke me up. I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? And then I saw who he was, and then my life's been. Your life's different after you know who Tariq Nasheed is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I never knew of like the dildo farm equipment that they had, right? Like to break the box was truly a revelation. Sunday math for $5. Okay, folks. Dubba D. That's right, folks.
There we go.
Right.
Now it kicked in.
Lewis, member for 3 months. There are homeless people at every busy intersection in every American city, but the government is spending my future grandchildren's money in Iran. Yes, basically.
Well,
Sunday math again for $5.
If you would like to do something about it, you can spend no money and join Patriot Front. Or if you want to really reach deep into your pockets, you could spend $100 a month and text Nick Fuentes. Or if you want to go even deeper, so deep into your pockets, you can spend $25 one time, be a lifetime member to return to the land. If you're really frustrated, though.
Sunday math for $5. I would take that gun and put it right underneath Michael Knowles' Deus Vault Desert Eagle. It would look so good on your wall. See, Sunday math knows where it's at, man.
He does.
It would look so good, like on a wall. Oh, it's a beautiful weapon, mate. That hurts to think that they gave all of these like beautiful pistols to the Eurocucks, and they're just like first thing to do is destroy it. Oh God. Deep Cut for $5. They should have just told them it was a ceremonial 357 revolver.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with
you.
How do you get around that? What do you make up?
The Komate Man for $10.
Hello there, Komate. Bloodsport, anybody?
I've got so much community post about TRT, the Turkish broadcaster, about US made on slavery and for Israel. But now the Turks are going to prop up Khazaria in Ukraine and Jelani in Syria like Israel. I can't believe they rehabilitated Jelani. There was like a clip, right? So like Al-Jelani, right? He used to be Al-Qaeda, right? And now he's like the president of Syria, okay?
Yep.
His name literally means from the Golan Heights, right? Al-Golani, okay? He's there with like Netanyahu and like Trump. And Netanyahu's like, oh yeah, we're not giving the Golan Heights back. And he just says nothing, right? So he's an AQ pussy, I guess you'd call him, right?
Yes.
And that's the end of the super chats. Thank you so much, bros, for coming.
Wait a minute.
We got more. We got more.
Someone said, "Do the Dimmock, Ardy." Okay.
What's
the way the line goes is, if Senzo Tanaka is your Shidoshi, then show us Dimmock. And then the other guy goes, "What the hell is a DMAC?" And then he responds, Dimmock, Death Touch. That is a direct quote from the movie Bloodsport. Me and this guy get it. Me and the pagan get it. You know what? Maybe they are fucking cooler. They fucking understand Jean-Claude Van Damme movie fucking quotes, okay? Fuck you guys. You guys aren't cool. These guys are cool, all right?
Goddamn stuck-up Christians. Wait, what's wrong? You don't even appreciate good cinema.
Oh, you got anything to make the people aware of, Fist?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you
I
shucking
do.
and jiving anytime soon?
I will be shucking and jiving. Latest episode of Clown-Based Life Forms is out now. We spent a bunch of time like talking about the mother plane. Sorry, the mother plane, Nation of Islam and the mother plane. Talk about Tartaria and like crazy Muslim crap. Check it out. You should enjoy it. And
very cool.
I don't have an interview coming out this week because I've been busy. We'll be back on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
It'll be awesome. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you to everyone who super chatted and all that.
You guys are going over to Hello Listener, who is the weirdest Orthodox person I've ever met in my entire life, and which means that now when I send you over, you can be as weird as you want to him. So I'm not sending you over to Rob Nor. I'm sending you over to a guy that is one of the weirdest people I've ever met. So go ahead and be weird when you're over there.
Good night, fellas.
Not failers. Goodbye.